This is Ridgefield Raptors baseball. The pregame show starts right now.
The home series continues today for the Ridgefield Raptors against the Cowlitz Blackbears. Thanks for joining us for Game 2 of a 3-game series here from the Rourke as Ridgefield tries to start a new home winning streak after losing yesterday by a final score of 9-3, which did snap a 6-game home winning streak and a 3-game overall winning streak. And the Cowlitz Blackbears won the series opener. Ridgefield still in playoff positioning, however, getting some help from the Bellingham Bells, who defeated the Portland Pickles by a whopping score of 18-0 last night, which helps Ridgefield. It still keeps the Raptors in a tie with the Portland Pickles for a playoff berth. So it is still true that if the season ended today, the Raptors would be in the playoffs for the first time as a franchise. There are 8 games remaining on the season, and so it comes down to the final 8 games to see if Ridgefield can get into the postseason. Let's get the starting lineups for you as we are just about to get underway from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. As announced by Chris Cota, here is the starting lineup. Leading off out of Cal State Fullerton, the right fielder is Caden Connor, the West Coast League Player of the Week. Batting second, the left fielder, it is Josiah Nickel getting the start. It'll be Wade Meckler playing the game. Nickel will see one pitch. He'll come out, and Meckler will come in for him, so Nickel can have a game played in the box score. If happened yesterday as well. Just got to play 5 games in order to be eligible for the playoffs. Batting third, the shortstop is John Peck. The cleanup hitter, the designated hitter, is Will Chambers out of College of the Canyons, transferring to Dixie State. Batting fifth, the catcher from Seattle University is Grant Heiser. Batting sixth, the second baseman, had a home run yesterday, and 3 RBIs, Brady Casper out of Oregon State. Batting seventh, getting his second game at the debut last night. He's the first baseman from College of the Canyons. It's Doyle Kane. Batting eighth, the third baseman from Loyola Marymount is Patrick Stark. And batting ninth, the center fielder from Oregon State is Micah McDowell. On the mound today for the Ridgefield Raptors out of Central Washington University, it'll be Bo Kiersey. And the leadoff man, or the starting pitcher today for the Cowlitz Blackbears, will be Mickey Thompson from San Jose State. Ridgefield trying to get back on the winning ways here. They had a 6-game home win streak snaps and lose the opener to Cowlitz, and so the Columbia River Cup is now in favor of the Blackbears 3-2. If Cowlitz wins today, that will ensure the trophy in their favor. The winner of the 7-game series across this summer schedule gets the inaugural trophy. Just starting out this year, the new rivalry between these two teams from the West Coast League Southern Division, the Cowlitz Blackbears and the Ridgefield Raptors. So if Cowlitz wins today, they do take the trophy. If Ridgefield wins, it forces a decisive Game 7. Either way, Ridgefield and Cowlitz will play tomorrow at 6:35, even if Cowlitz wins this one. After all, Ridgefield would still be right in the mix for the playoffs. Cowlitz is 2 games, or make that 3 games behind Ridgefield with 8 games to go. Bo Kiersey's on the mound. Riku Nishida steps in, and we're ready to get underway. First pitch is just off the plate for ball 1, and we'll see a change here in left field as Josiah Nickel spends 1 pitch in left field, and Wade Meckler will come in for him. Just like yesterday when both times the pitch was on the outside corner. This one called for a ball, and Wade Meckler this time comes in. Yesterday was Brady Casper, and Brady came in and hit a home run in that game. So we'll see what Wade Meckler has in store. Need 5 games played for each individual player in order to be eligible for the playoffs, and Nickel just joined the team. So Josiah Nickel is in the box score. His day is done after 1 pitch. So we're underway here at 6:36 on a Wednesday evening. Glad that you're with us. I'm Josh Worden with the play-by-play tonight. The 1-0 from Kiersey is again on the outside. This one called for a strike by Tony Prater, our home plate umpire tonight. In the field is Mike Carr. So a 1-1 count to Riku Nishida out of Osaka, Japan. Plays for Mountain Hood Community College. The 1-1 pitch is way high, and it got out of the hand wrong of Kiersey. Looked like the slider just snapped off his fingers and went over the head of Nishida for ball 2. 2-1's a count to the leadoff man here in the top of the first inning, Riku Nishida. Behind him in the lineup, the third baseman, Brock Bozette. Batting third, the right fielder is Jacob Stinson. Cleanup man, first baseman, is Sam Brown. 2-1 pitch is outside for ball 3. Batting fifth, the center fielder for Cowlitz is Brock Mortensen. Batting sixth, the designated hitter with a home run yesterday, Case Ogata. Batting 7th, the left fielder is Toriano Sweet. Batting 8th, the catcher is Wilson Weber. And batting 9th, the shortstop, Matthew Schwartz. Outside for ball 4, and Riku Nishida draws his 3rd walk of the series. He had 2 of them yesterday and draws a leadoff base on balls. And Cowlitz gets the first man aboard. Brock Bozette will be next with a man on and nobody out here in the top of the 1st inning. Yesterday, Cowlitz pulling it out, a 9-3 victory, getting ahead on a home run in the 3rd inning and never did relinquish that lead. Final score 9-3, out hitting Ridgefield 11-4. And so Cowlitz now ahead 3-2 on the summer against Ridgefield. That moves Cowlitz to 20-20 on the year. They're 10-6 in the second half. Bozette grounds one up the middle. John Peck fields, sidearms to Casper at second base. The throw on to first is in time. A 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, the bases are empty and 2 down for the Raptors. John Peck made a heck of a play just to get in front of that one, let alone sidearm back behind him as he's moving towards right field. Shuffle it to Brady Casper. And the second baseman makes the turn for out number 2 on the inning. A 6-4-3 double play. And this inning is looking a lot better than it did after the leadoff walk. Nishida, who's a tremendous base runner, and he's dangerous. Nobody out and 1 on, and now it's 2 outs. And the base is empty for Jacob Stinson, the right fielder who's on a 6-game hitting streak. He's out of Nevada, Reno. The .295 batting average for Jacob Stinson. The 0-1 from Bo Kiersey with 2 down. It sprayed foul into the netting. No balls and 2 strikes, nobody on. Top of the 1st here at the Rourke. It's the road team that's had the better luck in this series. Again, there's 7 games between these 2 teams on the summer. And so far, the road team has gone 4-1 between these 2 ball clubs. The only time the home team has won has been up in Longview when Ridgefield won 2 out of 3 in that series. Outside on the 0-2 from Bo Kiersey. It's a 1-2 count with 2 down. Bo getting his first start of the year for Ridgefield in a league game. He's a 5'11", 165-pounder. A southpaw from Vancouver. Plays in Ellensburg, Washington for the Central Washington Wildcats. Has an ERA this summer for the Raptors of 4.15. Has made 3 appearances out of the bullpen and 1 start. Coming off a couple short but critical appearances out of the pen. When he had runners in 2nd and 3rd, 2 consecutive appearances, gets a check swing and strike 3 on Jacob Stinson. And that's it in the top of the 1st inning. So Bo Kiersey allows a leadoff walk, but faces the minimum in the top of the 1st inning with a double play and a strikeout to end it. And we're on to the bottom of the 1st inning. No hits and none left on for the Cowlitz Blackbears, and no errors along the way. We head to the bottom of the 1st. It's the Cowlitz Blackbears 0. And the Ridgefield Raptors coming up.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
The Ridgefield Raptors are back, where the entire family can watch top-level college baseball players live at the Rourke. Now, kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult for all Sunday afternoon Raptors games. Enjoy local Southwest Washington baseball with the whole family this summer. Sunday games are at 105 and are presented by Peace Health and the Columbian. Come cheer on your Ridgefield Raptors all season long. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Good start for the Ridgefield Raptors. A scoreless top of the 1st inning for Bo Kiersey and the Raptors defensive side. We're on to the bottom of the 1st as Ridgefield will bring up Caden Connor, Wade Meckler, and John Peck to open up the bottom of the 1st inning. Scoreless ball game from the Rourke. Ridgefield in the home red uniforms with the white pants, while Cowlitz in the Neapolitan colors, green hats, black jerseys, and gray pants. As they're on the road here for Game 2 of this series. Ridgefield has its home finale on Sunday And so we'll play another home game tomorrow, road game Friday, home game Saturday and Sunday, as the Cowlitz series ends Thursday, and then the Corvallis Knights series begins Friday on the road, and then Saturday, Sunday at home against Corvallis, a split series. So that's the rest of the schedule this week, and the regular season ends next Thursday, a week from tomorrow, up in Walla Walla. Here's Caden Connor at the plate to face Mickey Thompson, and the left-hander throws high for ball one. 1-0 the count to Caden Connor. Mickey Thompson, the 6'1", 190-pounder, transferring from Washington State to San Jose State, so pretty far vertical jump there from Pullman down to San Jose. Originally from in between those two cities, he's from Century High School in Portland, Oregon, as he misses low ball two. Hasn't had a lot of playing time this summer, just 6 innings on the year, getting his second start of the year, third appearance. Has 8 strikeouts in those 6 innings, 5 walks, 8 hits, has allowed 8 earned runs between those 2 performances against Portland and Yakima Valley. Caden Connor shows bunt, pulls away. It's ball 3 low from Mickey Thompson to the leadoff man in this scoreless contest, bottom of the first inning. And Caden Connor in good position here. He's ahead 3-0. Yesterday he did have 1 walk but did not have a hit. Went 0 for 4, snapped a 5-game hit streak. The 3-0 offering is on the outside edge from Mickey Thompson. It's a 3-1 count at 87 miles an hour to Caden Connor. And it's a 3-1 count to Caden, who's hitting .315 on the summer. Helped out by that 6-for-6 performance on Sunday. 3-1 is swung on and out ahead of the 78-mile-an-hour changeup. And it's a full count now to Caden Connor. Even though he went 0 for 4 yesterday, he's still 6 for his last 10, going 6 for 6 on Sunday and 0 for 4 yesterday. So, hey, he's still batting .600 in those last 10 at-bats. He's got a full count from Thompson, and it's on the outside edge. Strike 3. Connor disagreed, and it did look, well, close. And it is called strike 3 on Caden Connor. 1 down in the bottom of the first inning. Wade Meckler is next up. 5 for 16 on the summer so far. Just joined the team a week ago. Meckler out of Oregon State University has the bases empty and 1 out. Bottom of the first. Neither team scoring yet. Mickey Thompson, the left-hander, throws outside for ball 1. Got behind 3-0 to Caden Connor and then threw 3 strikes for the out. And now behind 1-0 to Wade Meckler. Left-handed batter facing a left-handed pitcher. From the windup comes Thompson and tosses in an off-speed for strike 1. Wade Meckler has a .313 batting average so far, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 5 walks, plus the non-league games where he walked twice in each game. So he's really walked 9 times in 6 games. Another off-speed that's above the belt for ball 2. 2-1 is the count from Wade Meckler. Told me the other day that he prefers facing higher velocity. He actually had some numbers to back that up from Oregon State. I can't validate this, so I'll just take it from him, but he much prefers it as he takes a pitch down and away for ball 3. He said when he's facing pitchers 95 miles an hour and above, he hit .430 this spring for Oregon State, but when he was facing pitchers at 88 miles an hour and below, he only hit .270. Here's the 3-1. It's outside for ball 4, and Wade Meckler draws his 10th walk as a Raptor, and this is just his 7th game. A 1-out walk for Wade Meckler, and he's on first. And next up is John Peck, who, similar to Caden Connor, went hitless yesterday but did draw a walk. And he's got a runner on first with 1 out for John Peck, a .324 batting average on the year for the 19-year-old. 1 down, runner on first, no score yet in this ball game. Cowlitz into double play territory here with John Peck at the bat facing Mickey Thompson, who's out of the stretch for the first time today. Looking over at first base and then spikes the fastball, and this will move Wade Meckler to second base. A wild pitch that gets Meckler into scoring position with just 1 out here in the first inning. And so the first time that Thompson works out of the stretch, and he bounced one a couple of feet in front of home plate. And now John Peck has an RBI opportunity. He's up to 39 runs batted in on the year, which does place him behind only Caden Connor. He is second in the league behind his teammate. So he could reach the 40 RBI mark if he can get Wade Meckler home. Here's the 1-0 to Peck. It's down the middle for strike 1. 1-1 the count. The second baseman, Nishida, playing almost directly behind the bag. The shortstop, Schwarz, in more typical positioning for a shortstop. So big hole through the right side if John Peck can slice one the opposite way into right field. The outfield's playing fairly deep to him. 1-1's the count with one down. Mickey Thompson to the plate. It's a line drive to left field. That'll drop for a base hit. Wade Meckler will get to third, and they're going to wave him home. The throw in from left field, and Meckler's going to slide in safely. And John Peck advances to second on the throw. It's an RBI single for John Peck. He is up to 40 RBIs. Most importantly, the Raptors strike first and have their first lead of the series. It's the Raptors 1 and the Cowlitz Blackbears 0. An RBI line drive for Wade Meckler, and I could tell Chris Cota, the third base coach and head coach, was thinking about it. Do I wave Meckler around? And at first I was thinking, I don't think he will. I wasn't even sure if he should, but he did, and it turned out to be the right decision. Wave him around, he scores, and it's a 1-0 lead. Still only one out, and Will Chambers is next up. Will takes inside and in the dirt for ball one, as the infield continues to play sprayed a little bit to the left. Really just the second baseman, Nishida, playing behind the bag almost completely, although that line drive wasn't through the hole. It was just right over the infield and dropped it in right in front of the left fielder. And Toriano Sweet unable to make an accurate throw home, and that scored Wade Meckler. First run of the ball game. Here's the 1-0 to Chambers. He cranks one to left field. It won't get out, but it's well hit. Toriano Sweet getting under it, and he does make the catch in left field. And Will Chambers is retired on a loud fly out to left, with the wind blowing in from left. Had that went into right field, that ball's getting out of here. But Chambers hits one into the wind, and that is the second out of the inning. John Peck is on second base. He had the RBI single earlier and advanced to second base on the throw. So Ridgefield leads at 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Next batter for Ridgefield is Grant Heiser, who went 1 for 1 yesterday, came in as a defensive replacement, and sees ball one from Mickey Thompson. 1-0 is the count to Grant Heiser out of Camas, Washington, hitting .230 on the year with 4 doubles. As a runner on second, 2 down, Ridgefield ahead by a run. On deck is Brady Casper, who had the home run yesterday. 1 ball and no strikes from Mickey Thompson. Out of the stretch comes Mickey, and a swinging pop-up from Heiser might be playable for the first baseman, Brown. And Sam does get under it, makes the grab in foul territory, and that does end the inning. Well, there was one hit on the frame. It was the RBI single for John Peck. It scores 1 with 1 left on. Ridgefield takes the first lead of the ball game. It's 1-0 here at the Rourke. We head to the second inning with Ridgefield Raptors baseball continuing on the Raptors live stream.
Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Oh, I love family road trips. Wind in my ears, fruits in my mouth, and peace of mind knowing Les Schwab did our tires, brakes, and alignment. Like Les Schwab, my family's safety is my first priority. Well, that and squeaky toys.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
One inning in the books from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. There are only 3 more games after tonight from this venue. That is, except for the playoffs, should Ridgefield advance. But 3 more regular season games finishing out on Sunday. Those are your last chances to watch Ridgefield baseball in person. With a 1-0 lead, Ridgefield heads into the second inning with Bo Kiersey back to the mound and a foul ball from Sam Brown to open up the top of the second inning. Ridgefield scoring 1 in the bottom of the first and have that 1-run lead after losing 9-3 yesterday, as Cowlitz got out early and stayed in front using 3 different solo home runs, all leading off an inning. as Sam Brown leading off this inning and takes on the inside corner for strike 2. He went 1 for 4 yesterday in an RBI single and a walk. He's now up to a 5-game hit streak for the 6'3", 210-pounder out of the University of Portland. As the base is empty, leading off the second inning, an 0-2 count from Bo Kiersey into the windup, and he throws just off the plate for ball 1. From Bo Kiersey, 1-2 is the count from Bo, who's from Vancouver and competes for Central Washington University, getting his first start of the summer. Gets ahead of a lot of hitters. Throws his first pitch strike about 70% of the time. A liner into left field, and it gets over the third baseman, Patrick Stark, and into left for a leadoff base hit for Sam Brown. And 2 innings in a row, the leadoff man gets aboard. It was a walk last time around, and Riku Nishida was forced out at second on a double play. This time it's Sam Brown's single. And it'll be Brock Mortensen hoping to avoid the double play and do something more productive. 1 on and nobody out in the top of the second inning. Ridgefield ahead 1-0. Mortensen, the batter out of Ventura, California, plays for UC Santa Barbara. The first pitch to him is a ball outside, which is rare for Kiersey. He gets ahead of most hitters. Like I said, first pitch strike 70% of the time. He'll start out in at bat 0-1. Overall, he throws a strike twice as often as a ball, so you can do the math, 66% to 33%. There's your 2-to-1 ratio. High fly ball down the left field side. It will get foul towards the flagpole in left, where the wind is blowing softly out towards right, we can see. Saw some home runs to right field yesterday as Cowlitz got 3 bombs in the game. Ridgefield had a 3-run home run. Cowlitz scored 2 runs in a row on 3 consecutive innings. They scored 9 runs in the game and won by 6, but Ridgefield actually had the highest scoring inning of the game. As Kiersey fires in a strike, it's a 1-2 count to Mortensen. Brady Casper's 3-run home run was the only 3-run inning in the game, but Cowlitz just scored, kind of spread out their offense and won the game 9-3 last night. A 1-2 count with a runner on first and a throw over to first base to get Sam Brown back to the bag. And with nobody out yet in the top of the second inning, Ridgefield leading 1-0 in this ball game. On a beautiful day for baseball, temperatures a little hotter than yesterday. We'll be in the 80s most of the game. It's 90 degrees right now as Mortensen swings and does not get it from Bo Kiersey, his second punch out of the day. And that's the first out of the inning, a big one after getting the leadoff man aboard. And now it's Case Ogata to the plate, the designated hitter. Runner on first, 1 down, top of the second inning. Ridgefield ahead 1-0. Ogata, who was the DH yesterday and today, was 0 for 4 in the game before his 9th inning at bat when he led off with a solo home run. He's from Utah Valley University, hails from Eagle, Idaho, and sees ball 1 from Bo Kiersey. 1-0 the count with 1 down. Infield is indeed in double play depth, hoping for a second straight inning with a double play. It was 3 twin killings for Cowlitz yesterday that stymied the offense for Ridgefield. A foul ball from Case Ogata. It's a 1-1 count for the 6'1", 230-pounder who's hitting .228 on the summer. Got his second home run of the year yesterday evening. 1-1's a count, 1 away. Ridgefield striking first. They never led yesterday, never even tied it after giving up the lead in the third inning, but they're ahead 1-0 today. Off speed on the 1-1, and this one's fouled away as Ogata waited on it and waited a bit too long, swinging and fouling it to the right side. He's a right-handed hitter. Has 1 double, 1 triple in those 2 home runs and 6 RBIs now on the summer for Case Ogata. Runner on first, taking a short leadoff, being held on by Doyle Kane. That is Sam Brown, who led off with a single, but there's 1 out now. 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and 2 straight strikeouts for Bo Kiersey. His 3rd punch out of the game, and now he's up to 2 outs here in the second inning. Bo Kiersey is not really known as a strikeout guy, but gets some critical punch outs here. And got 2 outs in the inning now. A guy who came in on the year with 4 appearances on the year, and in those 8 innings, just 3 strikeouts. But he's gotten 3 already here in this ballgame. Toriano Sweet, the next batter. Ground ball to second and under the glove of Brady Casper. It'll advance the runner to second, and he'll stop there. Ground ball that Casper had a chance for. Reached over and went right under his mitt. It'll be ruled a hit into right field for Toriano Sweet. And that moves Sam Brown into second base. Wilson Weber is next up, the incoming freshman at Oregon State. He's the starting catcher today for the Cowlitz Blackbears, who trail 1-0 but have the tying run in scoring position now. Top of the second inning continuing with the wind blowing steadily out towards right field. Bo Kiersey from the stretch, and the first pitch flails high and outside. That slider has not been reliable for him yet. He's lost it a couple times and tossed it way high and outside as he just hasn't quite gotten control of it. But the fastball and changeup have been a good pairing for Bo Kiersey. He's out of the stretch with the 1-0 offering. Looking back at second, and now comes to the plate, and it's a foul ball to the right side by Wilson Weber. A 1-1 count. Kiersey doesn't have overwhelming velocity. He'll sit in the mid-80s on the fastball, but he'll keep guys honest with that changeup and the slider thrown in there. If he can get a hold of that slider, he could be in for a good day and may pitch 4 or 5 innings. Who knows? Maybe more. But without that slider, he'll have to really rely on a good fastball curve or fastball changeup. A ground ball on the left side. It gets into left field for a base hit. It won't score a run. Stopping at third is the lead runner, Sam Brown. Now the bases are loaded. After 2 straight singles, Wilson Weber is aboard. And Matthew Schwartz is next up with the bases juiced and 2 outs. Kiersey could still get out of it with a scoreless second inning, or Matthew Schwartz could get a hold of one here. He did have a home run yesterday, and the first RBI of the day, a solo homer in the 3rd inning. And today he comes up for his first at-bat with the bases loaded. 2 down, bases juiced. Bo Kiersey from the stretch to face Lower Columbia College's Matthew Schwartz, who sees strike 1 on the outside edge from Bo Kiersey. Schwartz, who led off the 3rd inning yesterday with a home run, came back with another at-bat in the 4th inning and doubled for an RBI. Those were his 2 hits on the day. He went 2 for 5. In his last 5 games, he has 10 hits. Here's the 0-1 from Bo Kiersey. Fastball on the outside edge for strike 2. 0-2 the count from Bo Kiersey with 2 down. The runner from third, Sam Brown. The runner from second, Toriano Sweet, the go-ahead run. And the runner from first is Wilson Weber. Bases loaded, 2 down. 0-2 the count from Bo Kiersey. He comes set, looking at his battery mate, Grant Heiser. From the stretch, 0-2 is in the zone and fouled away. And he attacks the plate on the 0-2 and gets Schwartz to foul it off. Remains an 0-2 count to Matthew Schwartz, who's slugging .364 on the year. Among the team leaders in RBIs on the year. Second on the team with runs batted in. Here's another 0-2 from Bo Kiersey. Swung on and fisted backwards for another foul ball. And it's still an 0-2 count for Schwartz. Fouling 2 straight off. It's going to be tough to strike him out. For Matthew Schwartz, who's on that 5-game hitting streak, averaging 2 hits per game in the last 5. As the bases loaded, infield playing a bit back, including Brady Casper at second, playing all the way on the outfield turf. The 0-2 is swung on and missed, and Bo Kiersey strands the bases loaded. He punches out the side in the 2nd inning, and using 3 singles along the way to make it a little more dramatic, but he does get 3 strikeouts along the way. He's gone from 3 strikeouts on the season to 4 just today alone. We head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's the Raptors 1 and the Cowlitz Blackbears 0.
Hey baseball fans, after the game visit A&A, the area's premier gaming, dining, entertainment, and meeting destination. A&A is a proud supporter of the Ridgefield Raptors and the perfect place to meet up with friends after a Raptors win for dinner, drinks, and great times. Keep the fun and excitement going after the 9th inning and grab beers at Tom's Urban, or enjoy a perfectly cooked porterhouse at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. With 100,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 different restaurants, bars, and retail outlets to choose from, A&A has just what you need to turn your night at the ballgame into a night you won't forget. A&A, just off I-5 at exit 16, ILANIresort.com.
on to the bottom of the second inning from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. It's Brady Casper to lead off, with the Raptors ahead 1-0 in this ball game over the Cowlitz Blackbears as Ridgefield tries to even up this series. Bottom of the second starts with Mickey Thompson pumping in a strike for an 0-1 count to Brady Casper, who had a home run here at this ballpark last night. 3-run homer, just absolutely torched to right field. He checks his swing on the 0-1 and did go around. No balls and 2 strikes to Brady Casper. His first home run of the year. He's 8 for 58 on the season, so a batting average of 138, but he is on a 3-game hit streak. With that home run last night, checks his swing again on a pitch outside. This one looked like he did hold back, and according to Mike Carr, he did not go around. The field umpire down the first base side, and wherever he's at, he can make the call, which obviously normally he'd go to the third base side, but a 2-man crew. I'll ask Mike Carr about it, and no swing. 1-2 the count to Brady Casper. This one he fouls off and stays alive, getting out ahead of the 76-mile-an-hour throw from Mickey Thompson. Just pitched 6 innings this spring for the Cougars of Washington State. Allowed 9 earned runs in those 6 innings. Ends up transferring to San Jose State, where he'll be a teammate of Reese Hernandez from the Ridgefield Raptors. 1-2 pitch is high for ball 2 to Brady Casper. Leadoff man in the bottom of the second inning, with a 1-0 lead for the Ridgefield Raptors after John Peck had his RBI single to score Wade Meckler. Wade's Oregon State teammate, Brady Casper, at the plate in the bottom of the second. 2-2 pitch to the slider that gets a swing and a miss from Brady Casper out in front of the breaking ball. And 1 down here in the bottom of the second. First strikeout, or make that the second strikeout of the day, after he got the leadoff man last inning, but still allowed a run. And now Ridgefield again strikes out with the leadoff man, and they'll still try to get a run. Doyle Kane is next up. His debut last night, and a good debut. He went 1 for 3 with a walk and a single. He sees a first pitch strike from Mickey Thompson. 0-1 the count to Doyle Kane, who competes for College of the Canyons. And the connection with Chris Cota, the head coach here, is also the skipper with COC. A ball outside from Thompson. 1-1's the count, 1 out, bases empty. Bottom of the second inning, a 1-0 lead for the Ridgefield Raptors, with Doyle Kane playing for his second different collegiate summer team. As a 1-1 count now from Thompson, and down in the dirt on the fastball. 2-1's the count. Kane was playing in Dodge City, that's in Kansas, and played for the Dodge City A's earlier this summer and just finished out that league, the Kansas Summer Collegiate League. 2-1 pitch. Kane hits it high and not deep. It might get into the outfield, but not much further. Nishida calling for it, and the second baseman makes the catch for out number 2. A pop out to second base for Doyle Kane, and Patrick Stark is the next batter, incoming freshman at Loyola Marymount. 1-0 is the lead for the Ridgefield Raptors. If they win tonight, the Raptors would ensure a 500 record on the season. Ridgefield went 27-27 back in 2019, the first year of the ball club. And if Ridgefield wins tonight, they would at least get 500. They'd have to lose every game, all final 8 games, in order to have a losing record for the first time. They'd like to get a winning record for the first time, and they just need to win 2 of the final 8 games. As Stark takes a ball, 1-0 the count from Mickey Thompson with 2 down. And the base is empty. Thompson into the wind, and the 1-0 pitch swung on, and Stark missed it. 1-1's the count. Ridgefield will need more than 2 wins of the final 8 games to make the playoffs. They're in a heated race with the Portland Pickles, and the Cowlitz Blackbears just behind. Ground ball to short from Stark, scooped up by Matthew Schwartz, and he tosses on to first for the inning-ending ground out. A 1-2-3 frame for Mickey Thompson, and it's still a 1-0 ball game. The Ridgefield Raptors ahead by that slim margin. It'll be Bo Kiersey back to the mound to try to hold off the Blackbears in the 3rd inning. That's coming up after this break. You're watching or listening to Ridgefield Raptors baseball on the Raptors live stream.
Every time Taco Bell's nacho fries returned, those Mexican spices were drawing something closer to the surface.
And once they taste that warm nacho cheese sauce, they won't stop till there's nothing left.
Can the Fry Force save the world and the nacho fries we love?
So either we fight together, or we fry Uno.
Or roll the monsters to devour us all. Get your nacho fries today while you can. Now serving at the Taco Bell near you. At participating U.S. locations for a limited time only.
2 innings are now in the books for the Ridgefield Raptors, having taken a 1-0 lead over the Cowlitz Blackbears as we mosey on to the top of the 3rd inning. 1-0 advantage for the Raptors. Bo Kiersey back to the slab, having gone 2 very different scoreless innings. Faced the minimum in the top of the 1st, and then in the top of the 2nd, the bases were loaded with 3 singles, and he got out of it, striking out the side. It went single, strikeout, strikeout, single, single, strikeout. And so got out of it with another scoreless inning. And so he's on to the top of the 3rd with a 1-0 advantage for Bo Kiersey. To lead off is Riku Nishida, who walked in his first time up to open up the ball game. A double play got him out of the base paths. He now sprays one into left center field. This might split the outfielders unless the center fielder can move over, and McDowell does get under it for the out. Good break by Micah McDowell. That one looked like he was going to get in between left and center field and maybe get down for an extra base hit, but Micah McDowell scooting over and makes the grab in left center. Fly out to open up the 3rd inning on the first pitch. That is Bo Kiersey's 32nd pitch of the day. We'll see how long he goes. Hopefully get a good amount of length from Bo Kiersey, the southpaw from Central Washington. Brock Bozette is the ensuing batter in this lineup for the Cowlitz Blackbears. And the opening pitch is a ball from Bo Kiersey. 1-0 the count to Bozette, who will not have the same result in this at-bat as he did in the first. He grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Takes a strike to even the count at 1-1. Bases empty, 1 down. Top of the 3rd inning. A 1-0 lead for the Ridgefield Raptors here in this home game, middle game of the series. Another 6:35 start tomorrow to close out the 3-game set. A ground ball to short, fielded by John Peck, throws on to first, makes the out, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. John Peck, who recorded his 100th defensive assist of the summer yesterday, makes another one here. The 2nd of the ball game, both times on Brock Bozette. A ground out 6-3 on the play, and Jacob Stinson is next. Left-hand hitter out of Nevada, Reno. Did not extend his 6-game hit streak yet. He struck out in the 1st inning, one of 4 strikeout victims today of Bo Kiersey. He grounds one off the plate. He'll get all the way to short. Fielded on the 2nd hop by Peck. Rifles it to first and in time. John Peck makes 2 assists in 2 pitches, and the inning is over. A couple of ground outs and a fly out, and Bo Kiersey goes 1-2-3 in the 3rd inning. We're on to the bottom of the 3rd. It's the Cowlitz Blackbears 0 and the Ridgefield Raptors 1.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
C-Train is your public transit system offering service in Clark County and beyond. Catch local service in Clark County, regional and express service to Portland, and connector service within the city limits of Camas, La Center, and Ridgefield. And if you don't have cash, no problem. C-Tran now accepts digital payments with Hop FastPass. So hit a home run and leave the driving to us. Visit c-tran.com for more information. C-Tran, our community, our promise.
Bottom of the 3rd inning as the Ridgefield Raptors try to extend the lead here in the 3rd. It'll be Micah McDowell getting his first at-bat of the day, and then we'll turn the lineup over for Caden Connor and Wade Meckler. 1-0 is the score. Ridgefield scoring 1 run in the 1st inning. Neither team has scored since then. We're in the bottom of the 3rd, and Micah McDowell made a nice catch in center field in the top half of this inning. Now faces Mickey Thompson for the first time and sees strike 1 from the San Jose State southpaw. Out of Century High School, the 6'1" lefty gets ahead. No balls and 1 strike to Micah McDowell. Now swings and pokes one foul. 0-2's the count to Micah. His teammate Wade Meckler has scored the only run of the ball game. Out of Oregon State, both players, Meckler and McDowell, and Brady Casper, 3 OSU guys in the lineup. 0-2 the count from Thompson. It's outside for ball 1 to Micah McDowell. With Ridgefield And Cowlitz now tied 6 games to 6 in historical record between the 2019 season and this year. This summer, Cowlitz leading 3 games to 2 over the Ridgefield Raptors, including yesterday's victory to open the series. The Raptors hoping to even up this series and the overall season series if they can win tonight. 1-2's the count from Mickey Thompson. Out of the windup for the lefty. He comes to the plate with a slider that McDowell starts to swing at. Did he hold back? Yes. And it's a 2-2 count now to Micah McDowell out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Prepped at Okotoks in Alberta through his high school career. Went to a public high school and just moved out there. Lived with a host family essentially, kind of like the West Coast League. Swings and doesn't get the 2-2 pitch, and he is down on strikes. And that's one away here in the top of the third inning. Bottom of the third inning. Caden Connor is next up with nobody on and 1 away. Cowlitz at 20-20. If the Blackbears can win today, they will be able to say they have a winning record, which has not been the case at any point this season. They lost their first game, came back to get it 500 at 3-3. They were 4-4. They were 19-19. They've been at 500 multiple times. They have never had a winning record on the season. A team that went 24-30 back in 2019. They have not made the postseason since 2012, but they are in the mix. They have a fighter's mentality. They're not the leading team. They got a smaller chance, but they have a chance nonetheless with 8 games to go. A ball outside to Caden Connor for ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. Ridgefield ahead 1-0 in this contest in the bottom of the third inning. Haven't made the playoffs since 2012 for Cowlitz. Ridgefield has never made the playoffs, although Ridgefield just started in 2019 as a West Coast League franchise. Another ball for Mickey Thompson. 2-0 the count to Caden Connor. Out of Cal State Fullerton, a teammate of Cameron Rapetti, who was a 2019 Ridgefield Raptor. And Cal State Fullerton again produces a Ridgefield Raptor. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and Connor fights it and hits it hard down the left field line, but foul. Nearly timed it right and had good contact on it, but just a little bit late on the 88-mile-an-hour throw from Mickey Thompson. 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out, with the bases all by themselves right now. No runners right now for Caden Connor. Wade Meckler is on deck. Mickey Thompson set from the windup, and the 2-1 pitch from Mickey is swung on and again fouled to the left side. This time for strike 2. 90 miles an hour for Mickey Thompson, who is up to 40 pitches now on the ball game, having gone a scoreless second inning, following up a 1-run spot in the bottom of the first. We're now in the bottom of the third. 1-0 is the score with Ridgefield ahead. Caden Connor readying for the 2-2 pitch from Thompson. Fights it down the right field line and foul. A pitch that was high, but Caden with a 2-strike approach and makes sure there's no opportunity for that one to drop more than he expected for a bad strike call or whatever it may be, and stays alive with a 2-2 count. 1 out and the base is empty for Caden Connor, who's hitting .315 on the summer. Has 18 doubles, most in Raptors history and most in the league this summer. 2-2 pitch, a slider that goes down for ball 3. Caden started to swing and did hold back for ball 3. 3-2 is the count for Caden Connor out of Anaheim Hills, California. Went to Orange Lutheran High School. First team All-League back when he was at Oulu, and has now spent 2 years in Fullerton for the Titans. 3-2 is the count with 1 out. The payoff is swung on and hit into center field. Mortensen going over. He should have a play on it, and he does make the grab in left center field for a fly out for Caden Connor. 2 down in the bottom of the third. Wade Meckler is the next batter, as Mickey Thompson has now put down 7 Raptors in a row. Wade Meckler had the walk and a run scored. On deck is John Peck, who's the most recent base runner for the Ridgefield Raptors. Wade Meckler, the batter, mentioned in his first at-bat how he prefers velocity, hitting .430 when facing guys 95 miles an hour and above, as he fouls off a 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Thompson. When he's facing guys 88 miles an hour and below, he hits .270. So there's something about velocity. The other thing he said about that is, when I asked him, so why is that? He said, I think it's just a reactionary thing. I can fight against velocity. I'm just kind of in a zone there. I can get in my head when it's lower velocity as he sees a ball outside. 1-1 the count. Thompson's kind of in the middle, where he's touched 90, sitting 88 to 90, so he's on the slightly lower end, but still decent velocity. 1-1 pitch and off speed. It's hit foul, and a 1-2 count with 2 down for Wade Meckler, who walked in the first inning. He's 5 for 16 so far as a Raptor. Just joined the team a week ago in the walk-off on Tuesday when Ridgefield got its first ever 1-0 victory in team history. It was the first game that Wade Meckler played as a Raptor. Thompson comes set, and the 1-2 pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wade Meckler with 2 down. But the base is empty in the bottom of the third inning. A 1-0 lead for the Ridgefield Raptors. Wade Meckler, who advanced to second on a wild pitch, came around to score in that first inning, takes one way high and nearly plunked him in the head, and he just barely got away from it to avoid a hit by pitch that nearly got him in the dome. He turns to Tony Prater, the home plate umpire, says, "I'm good, I'm okay, I'm going to keep going," and just barely got under it. It's ball 3. And a 3-2 count for Wade Meckler. And here's the payoff from Mickey Thompson. Down in the dirt for ball 4, and he lost Wade Meckler his second straight walk for Wade Meckler, and that's the first base runner of the last 8 plate appearances for the Raptors. And Meckler is aboard twice today via base on balls. He's now walked 11 times in the 7 games he's played as a Ridgefield Raptor. John Peck is next up with the only base hit today for Ridgefield. Cowlitz has actually out-hit Ridgefield today 3-1. But the one hit was an RBI single for John Peck to score the only run for either team today. We're in the bottom of the third. John Peck has a runner on first with 2 down. Meckler was the one who scored. He got in scoring position via a wild pitch. This one, it's a first pitch swinging for John Peck. Ground ball to short, handled by Schwartz. An easy underhand to second base where Riku Nishida steps on the bag. A fielder's choice for John Peck, and the inning is over. 1 left on and no hits for the Ridgefield Raptors, and we're done with 3 innings. We head to the 4th. It's the Ridgefield Raptors 1 and the Cowlitz Blackbears 0.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Join the Ridgefield Raptors for warm sunshine, great food, and exciting top-level college baseball at the Rourke. Bring your family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers for a relaxing night outdoors this season. Your group can welcome us on the Les Schwab left field platform, the Leonard Homes and Dick Hanna grass berms, or the First Centennial and Wellhaven Pet Health picnic areas. There's nothing like a Ridgefield Raptors summer baseball game. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Through 3 innings from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex, the visiting Cowlitz Blackbears have 0 runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Ridgefield Raptors have 1 run on 1 hit and no errors. We're on to the 4th inning. Bo Kiersey has remained in the game, the starting pitcher for the Ridgefield Raptors. He's on to inning number 4. He allowed 3 hits all in 1 inning and stranded the bases loaded after 3 singles in the 2nd inning. Then he faced the minimum in the 1st and 3rd. Now Sam Brown leads off an inning for the 2nd time today and fouls one wide of third base for strike 1. 0-1 the count to the leadoff man, Sam Brown, out of University of Portland via Petaluma, California. He has an 0-1 count with his team trailing 1-0 to the Raptors here at the Rourke. The 0-1 opportunity from Bo Kiersey is a fastball that's grounded to second, or really to first base, and it's fielded by Doyle, and Kane steps on the bag. The put out by Doyle Kane, the first baseman, and 1 away in the top of the 4th inning. Unassisted put out for the College of the Canyons product, and Bo Kiersey has set down 5 in a row. Ever since he had the bases loaded with 2 outs, he struck out the final man, then went 1-2-3 in the 3rd inning against the leadoff man here in the 4th. Brock Mortensen is next up out of UC Santa Barbara. Went 1 for 4 yesterday with a solo home run. One of 3 times that the Cowlitz Blackbears led off an inning with a home run. Here's with one out. Mortensen pops one up. Might be playable on the left side. Patrick Stark looking up, and the third baseman makes the catch on the track in front of the dugout for Ridgefield for out number 2. The first pitch foul out to third base. 2 out to nobody on as the Ridgefield Raptors maintaining that advantage of 1 run to 0. Top of the 4th inning continuing. Case Ogata is the next batter. He struck out in the second. Bo Kiersey does have 4 punch-outs on the day, more than he had the entire season coming in. Granted, he did just have 8 2/3 innings on the year, but he's gone 3 2/3 here with more strikeouts. Ogata swings and doesn't get close to the 73-mile-an-hour off-speed from Kiersey. It's an 0-1 count from Bo, who is still yet to allow a run today. Stranded 3, all in 1 inning. Here's the 0-1 from Kiersey. Fastball fouled off the ankle of Case Ogata, and the cleat took all of that. Doesn't seem to be in any pain, and it's an 0-2 count to Ogata from Eagle, Idaho. Had one of those home runs yesterday in a 9-3 victory for the Cowlitz Blackbears to get them back to the 500 mark. Both teams here tonight are 10-6 in the second half. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Bo Kiersey. Fastball swung on and missed, and it's strike 3. The inning is over. 5th strikeout of the day for Bo Kiersey. He has now retired 7 in a row, and the Raptors have only needed 1 run so far to have a lead. They'll try to add some insurance in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 is the score. Ridgefield hopes to extend that advantage on the other side of this break.
A lot has changed in Clark County since C-Tran began service in 1981. We've changed with it. 30 bus routes, 2 bus rapid transit projects, and millions of rides later, C-Tran has grown into an award-winning transit system serving Clark County, including the city limits of Ridgefield. Please join C-Tran in celebrating an amazing 40 years serving you, our community, with activities happening in 2021. Look for details at c-tran.com, and thank you for 40 great years.
Ridgefield Main Street thanks you for supporting the Raptors and downtown, the heart of Ridgefield. Spend the moolah you win at the game at downtown shops and restaurants. Upcoming events include Main Street Day, C-Tran Shuttle Downtown Tailgate, and the Friday Night Flicks Outdoor Film Series. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the cultural heritage of downtown Ridgefield while advocating for its future. More information at ridgefieldmainstreet.com and find us on Facebook at Ridgefield Main Street. We'll see you downtown, and go Raptors!
Bottom of the 4th inning from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. It'll be Will Chambers, Grant Heiser, and Brady Casper, the scheduled batters for the Raptors in the bottom of the 4th, leading 1-0 in this ball game. Will Chambers to lead off. He flew out to left field off of Mickey Thompson, and as round 2 against the southpaw from San Jose State University here to lead off the 4th inning. Over on the third base side, King Spud, the new mascot for Ridgefield High School, debuting tonight here in the ballpark that is used both by Ridgefield High School and the Ridgefield Raptors. The Ridgefield High School team that won the league championship this year under Nick Allen. Ground ball up the middle. It is fielded by Schwartz. The shortstop will throw across to first and in time for the out. 1 pitch and a ground out by Chambers. 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Ridgefield still leading 1-0, and Grant Heiser is next up with a .230 batting average. So Nick Allen, the head coach for Ridgefield High School, he brought up yesterday a number that's one of my favorite stats on the year. I'm a stat guy, but it's not just the slugging percentage and OPS. It's the next level stats. It's the more fun type of stats as Heiser takes the ball inside. 1-0 is the count, 1 away. Ridgefield ahead 1-0 in the 4th inning. He brought up how Ridgefield's in the midst of a 21-game streak as the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. 21-game streak of being in the third base dugout. That's just weird. I mean, every team does it different. Most teams will be in the third base side, but a few teams here and there will prefer being in their own first base side when they're at their home ballpark. Heiser misses the 1-1, and he's behind 1 ball and 2 strikes with the bases empty and 1 down. Ridgefield has their own dugout on the third base side, but on our road trip, both Port Angeles and Bellingham go on the first base side as the 1-2 pitch is missed by Heiser at strike 3 and 2 down in the 4th inning. So Ridgefield on that 6-game road trip last week stayed in the third base side of those ballparks, came back home where they're in their own third base side. So they should keep on going third base side every time. We'll finally end that string on Friday when we go down to Cowlitz, and the Cowlitz Knights stay in their own third base side. So Ridgefield back in the first base side for the first time in 22 games, which is an odd number that Nick Allen has kept track of. Brady Casper is himself, who plays in Corvallis for the Oregon State Beavers, sees strike one on the far outside edge. 0-1 the count with 2 down from Mickey Thompson. The 0-1 is lifted into center field. Brock Mortensen going back, and he will make the catch to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Mickey Thompson. And the 4th inning is over just like that. Both teams going down in 1-2-3 succession in the 4th. We head on to the 5th inning in a fairly quick ball game, still under an hour old here from Ridgefield. It is the Raptors 1 and the Cowlitz Blackbears 0.
This is WSU Vancouver, Southwest Washington's only 4-year research university. Whether in person or via distance delivery, WSU Vancouver offers high-quality education and an employer-respected degree. You'll get a small school feel in the kind of place where you know you matter. Here, you'll get personalized education that brings out the best in you and inspires you to achieve your highest goals. Now, what are you waiting for? Apply today.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Through 4 innings from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex, Bo Kiersey and Mickey Thompson locked in a good pitcher's duel. Kiersey has allowed no runs. Mickey Thompson for the Blackbears has given up 1 run to the Raptors hitters. Kiersey has thrown 42 pitches, while Mickey Thompson has thrown 57, both guys getting through 4 innings so far here at the Rourke. We head on to the 5th inning as Bo Kiersey stays on the mound for the Ridgefield Raptors. A 1-0 lead for Ridgefield as the Cowlitz Blackbears will bring up the bottom of the order. 7, 8, 9 hitters. It's Toriano Sweet, Wilson Weber, and Matthew Schwarz. Toriano Sweet from Rialto, California, transferred from Western Oregon to Jackson State, a Division I program in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. First pitch from Kiersey is high for ball 1. There is a connection. There's 2 guys in this ball game, 1 guy for each team who are criminal justice majors at their respective school. They're standing right next to each other right now. The 0-1 pitch from Kiersey is caught by Grant Heiser for a strike. He's a criminal justice major at Seattle University. He's the catcher, situated just a foot away from Toriano Sweet, a criminal justice major at Jackson State. The 1-1 pitch is inside for ball 2 to Toriano Sweet, who spent 2017 and 2018 in Monmouth, Oregon at Western Oregon University, and then transferred out to Jackson State, which is located in Jackson, Mississippi. 2-1 pitch is poked foul. 2-2 the count to Toriano Sweet. It was an opening day starter for the Cowlitz Blackbears, playing Ridgefield in that season opener back on June 2nd. Didn't have a great day that time, went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, although he started a 6-game hit streak the very next game, including a 3-hit game in that span. So Ridgefield figured him out when the other teams did not early on. A ball high to Sweet, and it's a full count now from Bo Kiersey to the leadoff man. A Ridgefield lead of 1-0 in the 5th inning. Bo Kiersey from the windup to continue the 5th, and the payoff pitch to Toriano Sweet is taken just off the plate, and ball 4. A leadoff walk, and Toriano Sweet is aboard for the 2nd time today. He had a single in the 2nd inning and a walk to open up the 5th. Wilson Weber is next up with his team trailing 1-0 in this contest. So the Ridgefield Raptors, they move into double play territory. Ridgefield does have 1 twin killing on the ball game. Weber singled in the 2nd inning, part of a frame where the Cowlitz Blackbears has 3 singles in 1 inning and did not score. It wasn't because of a double play. It was just 3 singles, load the bases, and no runs in. Throw over to first, and Toriano Sweet gets back. At the plate, Wilson Weber had the 3rd single that didn't score the runner from second. He held at third. Bases were loaded. with 2 down, and the next guy struck out. Weber takes a strike down the middle. 0-1 is the count. No balls, 1 strike from Bo Kiersey to Wilson Weber, who just finished out his high school career at Sam Barlow High in Gresham, Oregon. He'll head down the road to Corvallis to play for Oregon State. 0-1 pitch is down and in, and it's a 1-1 count to Wilson Weber, who did not play yesterday for the Blackbears. He has gone 1 for 9 against Ridgefield on the summer, and now 2 for 10 after that single earlier today. He's hitting .202 on the season. That's a 1-1 count from Bo Kiersey. Off-speed pitch that's hammered to left field. It'll land in front of the left fielder, Wade Meckler, for a base hit. And Wilson Weber's had himself a nice little day. 2 singles in his 2 at-bats, and now the Cowlitz Blackbears have no outs and runners on first and second. There is some activity in the Ridgefield bullpen, but nobody throwing yet, but some guys getting up and moving around behind Bo Kiersey, who has no outs, runners on first and second, top of the 5th inning. A 1-0 lead for Ridgefield. Next batter, Matthew Shores, lays down a bunt on the third base side. Bo Kiersey's not going to have a throw anywhere. A safe bunt for Matthew Shores about 2/3 the way up the line. Patrick Stark didn't run in. He was waiting at third and gave Bo Kiersey the chance to pick it up, but Bo didn't have a throw anywhere by the time he got to it, and it's a single for Matthew Shores, and that loads the bases with nobody out. Riku Nishida is the next batter with a .341 batting average on the year. He's the only guy on the team with a batting average above 300. He's at .341. He's got the bases loaded, nobody out. A 1-0 lead for Ridgefield. Outside for ball 1 from Bo Kiersey. Nishida has flied out once and walked once. He's from Mount Hood Community College. The 5'6", 145-pounder is at the plate with the bases loaded. 1-0 is the count. Nishida takes ball 2. A strikeout would help here, though Nishida has gone 5 straight games without a strikeout. He's ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Bases loaded. Infield is in double play depth, so they will concede the tying run if they could get a double play, but Nishida is probably too fast for that. 2-0 pitch is on the inside for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ridgefield has a 1-0 lead, but that lead is in jeopardy, and that's an understatement. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second, nobody out here in the 5th inning. Bo Kiersey from the stretch for the 2-1, and it is outside ball 3, and he's a ball away from walking in the tying run with still nobody out in the 5th inning. He has walked 1 player coming into this inning, then walked the leadoff man, and then has given up 2 singles since then. 3 balls, 1 strike to Riku Nishida. The next offering is outside, ball 4, and the game is tied. Nishida gets the RBI base on balls, and it's a 1-1 ball game, and there's still nobody out in the 5th inning with the bases loaded. Toriano Sweet is able to trot down the line to score. Wilson Weber into third. Matthew Shores now the runner at second, and the next batter is Brock Bozette. This will induce a mound visit from Daniel Barato, as now there is a player throwing in the bullpen. It's Carson Walters out there. The lefty from Gonzaga is warming up, as Bo Kiersey has given up 4 straight base runners here. 2 walks and 2 singles, including a bunt single that resulted in a base hit. And now it's Brock Bozette, the next hitter, with the bases juiced and still nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Ridgefield took a 1-0 lead back in the first, and neither team had scored in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th innings. And Cowlitz finally gets their first run on the board via an RBI walk in the top of the 5th to tie the game. 1-1 is the score. In the top of the 2nd inning in Portland, Bellingham has jumped out to an early lead over the Pickles of a 4-0 score, so that helps Ridgefield. The Raptors and the Pickles are tied for that playoff berth. But if Cowlitz can make a run here, they're 3 games behind Ridgefield. If they win this one, all of a sudden it might be Cowlitz moving into that spot. All right, here's Bozette at the plate as Bo Kiersey, after the mound visit, throws a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count. Bases are still loaded with nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Infield and double play depth. Corner infielders are playing in. 0-1's the count from Bo Kiersey. Off speed, that is on the outside corner for strike 2. He's ahead to Bozette, who did ground into a double play in the 1st inning. Grounded out to short with the bases empty in the 3rd inning. So John Peck could see another ground ball here. He has been the recipient of both grounders from Brock Bozette so far today. The 0-2 from Bo Kiersey. It's outside for ball one. And a 1-2 count to Brock Bozette, right-hand hitter out of Spokane Falls Community College, playing his 39th game in a Cowlitz uniform. The 20-year-old has bases loaded with nobody out in the fifth inning. Tie score. Bo Kiersey from the stretch for the 1-2. Off-speed, a grounder to short. John Peck fields on the second hop. He'll only have a play at first. He gets the force out. It does score a run, and Cowlitz takes the lead on an RBI ground out by Brock Bozette. A 6-3 ground out, his third time today, grounding out to short. One of them a double play, one of them just a simple bases empty ground out, and the third one an RBI ground out to short, and that's going to do it for Bo Kiersey. He's going to lead with runners on second and third and one down in a 2-1 deficit to the Cowlitz Blackbears in the fifth inning. The only 2 runs he's allowed all day have been this inning, and he'll leave with one down, and it looks like Carson Walters will be the reliever for the Ridgefield Raptors. We'll step aside as Carson comes in to make some warm-up throws here, trying to get out of a jam with Cowlitz having runners on second and third, one out in the top of the fifth inning. Stay with us on the Raptors live stream.
At Clark Public Utilities, we know you depend on electricity every day. And even though our offices remain closed, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by phone, online, and email. The past year has brought changes to many in our community, with lost jobs or reduced working hours, disrupted childcare, and the challenge of teaching the kids. If you've been financially impacted by the pandemic and can't pay your utility bill, call us or send an email right away. Eligibility for payment assistance has been expanded so more households may qualify. Through it all, we're always here to provide you with safe and reliable service, and we're ready to help. Clark Public Utilities, ranked highest in customer satisfaction among residential mid-size utilities in the West by J.D. Power, 13 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Clark Public Utilities, we're always here.
Join the Ridgefield Raptors for warm sunshine, great food, and exciting top-level college baseball at the Rourke. Bring your family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers for a relaxing night outdoors this season. Your group can welcome us on the Les Schwab left field platform, the Leonard Holmes and Dick Hanna grass berms, or the First Centennial and Wellhaven Pet Health picnic areas. There's nothing like a Ridgefield Raptors summer baseball game. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Well, big work for Carson Walters, the left-hander out of Gonzaga University by way of Twin Falls, Idaho. The rising sophomore for the Gonzaga Bulldogs enters here for the Ridgefield Raptors in this West Coast League performance against the Cowlitz Blackbears. Runners on second and third for Cowlitz, one out. Walters will face a left-handed batter in Jacob Stinson to continue the fifth inning. Cowlitz scoring 2 runs this frame to take a 2-1 lead over Ridgefield. Fifth inning continuing. Walters has finished his warm-up pitches and we're ready to go. Stinson, the batter, out of Nevada Reno, as runners in second and third, one down. First pitch is high and inside, nearly hit him as he was showing bunt and pulls away for ball one on a safety squeeze, I suppose. Nishida took a big secondary lead from second base. The runner from third is Matthew Schwartz, and he did not come too far down the line. I don't know if Stinson would actually have bunted if he was intending to pull away the whole time. Now a ball high from Carson Walters. 2-0 is the count. He did have a game where he came in with the bases loaded back on July 25th. He got a sac fly in his first batter and then struck out the next guy, so only 1 run in when he had bases loaded, 1 out against Bellingham. And now he's got runners in second and third, 1 out against Cowlitz. 2-0 count, a fastball on the edge for strike 1. 2-1 the count from Carson Walters. He's trying to give some payback for Bo Kiersey. Bo, in his last 2 appearances, had come in with runners in second and third, 1 out, and had gotten out of it with no runs one of the time and just 1 run the other time. Bo is the starting pitcher who gave that same scenario to Carson Walters. A fastball fouled off, 2-2 is the count. So after Bo Kiersey was the one inheriting that scenario, 2 appearances in a row, He is the one to hand that to Carson Walters. Now Carson has that same thing. Runners in second and third, one out. In a big spot where Ridgefield needs to keep it close here. They trail by a run. They scored 3 runs yesterday. They trail 2-1 right now here in the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch from Walters. Off speed. It is hit on the right side of the infield, foul. Just barely contacted by Jacob Stinson. Just got a piece out the end of the bat, and it dribbles towards the dugout of Cowlitz and remains a 2-2 count. The sun descending towards the horizon, although still about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours shy of sunset here on a sunny day in Ridgefield. Shadows starting to get over a decent part of the infield, but mostly still in the sun. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Off speed is hit high, but not too deep into right field. Going back to the second baseman, Brady Castre makes the bag, and the runners will tag and hold in the throw high over the catcher, Heiser, and Schwartz will stay at third. Had he been running the whole time, he would have scored, but obviously he didn't know that throw is going to get over Heiser. He has to go back to the backstop, and Walters covers, and Schwartz elects not to run home after Brady Casper threw one a bit high, but the runners do ultimately stay at second and third. So it's a pop out to second, and Walters does the job so far. Now he's got to get one more batter, and there's no sac fly opportunity here or RBI ground out either. It's Sam Brown, the batter, who's 1 for 2 on the day. If Walters can get out of this, allowing no more runs, that'll feel good for Ridgefield, going down just 1 run into the bottom of the 5th. Hard hit fly ball to right center field. This one's got a chance to get all the way to the wall, and it lands in front of the fence for a 2 RBI hit for Sam Brown. And that makes it a 4-1 ball game off the hard hit liner to right center field for Sam Brown, who didn't even run out of the box on that ball. I don't know if he thought it was a home run or if he just didn't care for a double. He gets a 2 RBI single. That makes it 4-1. The Cowlitz Blackbears in front. That scores Riku Nishida from second. It scores Matthew Shores from third on an absolute pounder of a line drive to right center field. And he just kind of stood at home plate and walked to first. Just, I don't need a double. I'll take the single. With 2 outs, the next batter is Brock Mortensen. 4 runs in the inning, and all 4 will be unfortunately charged to Bo Kiersey. Carson Walters has allowed 1 hit of the 2 first batters he's faced, so he doesn't have an earned run on him, but now he's responsible for the runner on first. Mortensen is ahead 1 ball and no strikes, and now ahead 2 balls and no strikes as Walters misses low. 2-0 the count, 2 down, top of the 5th inning, where Cowlitz came into the frame down 1-0, and now the Blackbears ahead 4 runs to 1. They've got 3 hits this inning. A 2-0 pitch from Walters. It is high for ball 3 to Brock Mortensen, who is 0 for 2 in the contest. Again, the good news is that Bellingham has jumped out to an early lead. They've already extended it 5-0. So in that series, they've outscored the Portland Pickles 23-0, including a 5-0 lead today. A pitch inside to Mortensen, and he walks on 4 pitches from Carson Walters. And now there's runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Cowlitz is going to bat around the order. Case Ogata is the 9th batter to come to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts and has now runners in first and second with 2 down. Cowlitz ahead 4 runs to 1. If Portland loses again, then Ridgefield would stay tied for that wild card spot, which is okay. I mean, you don't want to lose games, but hey, as long as you're tied, then you're still in decent positioning. As the first pitch from Walters is an off speed that drops into the zone. 0-1 the count to Ogata with 2 down. But the problem is then Cowlitz could overtake you. They came into this series trailing Ridgefield by 4 games. But if they win again today, they'll just be 2 games back of Ridgefield with 7 games remaining. Here's the 0-1 from Walters, high and outside at 84. And it's a 1-1 count to Case Ogata. 2 down, runners in first and second. Top of the 5th inning has been productive for the Blackbears to take a 4-1 lead. The other issue is who will win the second half. If Corvallis holds on, then it's just overall record that would come into play. 1-1 pitch is high for ball 2, in which case Ridgefield can use that cushion. They're 3 games ahead of Cowlitz right now. But if Corvallis does not win the second half, then Cowlitz could win, and even if they don't have a better overall record, doesn't matter. You win the second half, you get in automatically. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Walters, and a fly ball to right field. In fact, it might stay in the infield. It might get out of play. Doyle Kane goes over, and he does make the catch in foul territory, and the inning is over. Cowlitz Cowlitz bats around the order in the 5th inning. They score 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and they take a 4-1 lead here in this ball game. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Ridgefield tries to get some of that back, and they trail 4-1 in this contest. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th after this break.
Proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Oh, I love family road trips. Wind in my ears, treats in my mouth, and peace of mind knowing Les Schwab did our tires, brakes, and alignment. Like Les Schwab, my family's safety is my first priority. Well, that and squeaky toys.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
It's Doyle Kane to lead off for the Raptors. He'll be followed by Patrick Stark and Micah McDowell in the 5th inning. The Raptors trailing now for the first time. After having a 1-0 lead from the first inning, they give it up in the 5th inning. It's 4-1 now at the Cowlitz Blackbears on top. We head into the bottom of the 5th inning with Mickey Thompson still on the mound. The starting pitcher throwing his 58th pitch of the day. It's a ball to Doyle Kane. 1-0 the count to the College of the Canyons infielder. Now takes a strike to even the count at 1-1. He did play in the Kansas Collegiate League this summer. He was sharing a host family with his brother, Mikey Kane, who has joined the Raptors as well. Made his debut last night. Both of them did. Doyle Kane in the starting lineup today. Swings and misses. It's a 1-2 count to Doyle. They're both in Dodge City, Kansas. A slower-paced style of life, as Doyle put it, compared to California. Ground ball to the third base side. Bozette Fields throws across and in time for the leadoff out, 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Patrick Stark next up after Mickey Thompson has put together a good streak. He has only allowed 1 hit today. It was back in the first inning, an RBI single. That's why Ridgefield had the 1-0 lead until the 5th. But since then, he has not allowed a hit. Through another time through the order and then some. Last 13 batters have been hitless with 1 walk along the way. Patrick Stark swings and misses. He grounded out to short. Not a lot of strikeouts today for Mickey Thompson, but he's pitched to contact and got outs. 0-1 the count as Stark takes high for ball 1. 1 out, a 3-run deficit for the Raptors. Bottom of the 5th inning as Cowlitz tries to get to a winning record for the first time all summer. 1-1 the count and a foul tap down the first baseline from Stark, and it's a 1-2 count. That's impressive for a team where you got a losing record all year long, and you can kind of just let it slide a little bit. Oh, we're not going to make the playoffs. What's the big deal? But to start to get a winning record, and they're, have a lead here, if they can hold on to this lead in game number 41 on the year, to get a winning record for the first time. You don't see that too often. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Stark. He swings a bit late and does not get a piece of it. It's strike 3. And Thompson has now retired both of the batters he's faced this inning, and he has put down 6 in a row. Still is not allowed a hit to the last 15 men. Or 14, I should say. Micah McDowell will try to prevent that from being 15 straight batters without a hit. He grounds one over the pitcher behind second base, fielded by Schwartz, and he bobbles it as he's trying to make the throw. And Micah McDowell is safe at first. So it'll go down as an error on Matthew Schwartz as Micah McDowell is safely into first base. First error of the day for either team. And it'll be Caden Connor, the next batter, with a runner on first and 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-1 deficit. Caden Connor's 0 for 2. A .315 batting average on the summer. 4 triples to tie the Ridgefield record of Michael Jorg back in 2019. One more of those would put him in sole possession of first. 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mikey Thompson Comes out of the stretch and throws a strike. And with 2 down, it's still a 4-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears and 1 out away from keeping that advantage into the 6th. A game that's about an hour and 12 minutes old now, and a fairly quick-paced game so far at the Rourke. Here's the 0-1 from Thompson. Off-speed, chased and grounded to second. Nishida fields and throws to first for the inning-ending ground out. Ridgefield gets 1 runner aboard via an error, but does strand that runner at first. And a scoreless 5th inning for the Ridgefield Raptors. No hits, no runs, and 1 error for the Cowlitz Blackbears. We head on to the 6th inning. It's still the Ridgefield Raptors 1 and the Cowlitz Blackbears 4.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Oh, I love family road trips. Wind in my ears, treats in my mouth, and peace of mind knowing Les Schwab did our tires, brakes, and alignment. Like Les Schwab, my family's safety is my first priority. Well, that and squeaky toys.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Third pitcher of the day comes in for the Ridgefield Raptors in the top of the 6th inning, as the Raptors do trail 4-1. After Bo Kiersey got chased in the 5th inning, Carson Walters finished out the 5th. And the newest relief pitcher for the Ridgefield Raptors, coming out of Fairbanks, Alaska, pitches for Clark College. It is Andrew Trotman, the 20-year-old from Fairbanks. Comes into the ball game with a 4-1 deficit to the Ridgefield for the Ridgefield Raptors, trailing the Cowlitz Blackbears 4-1. After Cowlitz batted around the order in the 5th inning, Toriano Sweet will again lead off an inning, grounds to third, and off his foot, a foul ball fielded by Patrick Stark, but it is a foul ball. 0-1 the count on the first offering from Andrew Trotman. He comes in for his 14th appearance on the year, came off a start against Bellingham on July 25th, his first and only start of the summer. Has pitched 1 relief appearance since then, 3 days ago in a win over Walla Walla. The 0-1 from Trotman is outside for ball 1 to Toriano Sweet, who led off last inning with a walk. And Cowlitz went on to score 4 runs in that frame, including Toriano Sweet scoring on an RBI walk later that inning. Takes a big cut and goes down to a knee for strike 2. 1-2 the count with nobody down. Speaking of going down to a knee, I want to offer a congratulations to a Raptors fan. Austin Green got engaged this week. So congratulations to one of the Raptors fans from the area, lives in Portland. And big Ridgefield Raptors fan, got down on a knee this weekend and proposed to his new fiancée, Emily. As Toriano Sweet fouls one away, 1-2 the count in the top of the 6th inning. The 1-2 from Trotman swung on late, and Toriano Sweet strikes out. Andrew Trotman gets the punch out to open up the 6th inning. His 19th strikeout of the summer, and he gets the leadoff man in the 6th. It's Wilson Weber next up, the catcher from Oregon State. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game with a run scored. Right-hand hitter facing right-handed pitcher Andrew Trotman's got a good frame at 6'3", 205. When his baseball career is done, he'd like to become a lineman. We're not talking New York Jets here. We're talking power lines. That's his plan for a post-baseball career. There's some sort of trade along those lines. First pitch is a ball to Wilson Weber. 1-0 is the count with 1 away. Andrew Trotman into the windup for the 1-0, and it is just off the plate inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And 1 out for Andrew Trotman. Also a bit of a hunter from Alaska. And you get some different sort of hunts up there than you would some other places. 2-0 pitch is a strike, 2-1. He was showing me pictures earlier of the lynx hunting that he and his buddies had done. Telling me a story of his buddy scouting a lynx and getting the better of that large cat. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Wilson Weber. 2-2 is the count from Andrew Trotman. With one out and the bases empty, Cowlitz leading 4-1 in this ball game. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Andrew Trotman into the wind, and the 2-2 pitch is fouled away for a count, staying the count at 2-2 to Wilson Weber. Had that single in the 2nd inning and a single in the 5th when Cowlitz went on to score 4 runs that inning, including Wilson Weber. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Trotman. Sidearms the 2-2, and it is outside for ball 3. And a full count from Andrew with 1 out and the bases cleared. On deck is Matthew Schwartz, who scored last inning as well. He got on base via a bunt. Here's the payoff from Andrew Trotman. Off speed, it fooled Wilson Weber. Chases after it and can't quite snag it. That is the 7th strikeout of the day, which is brought to you by Taco Bell. All 7th strikeout of each game means taco coupons for everybody in attendance, thanks to Taco Bell. And thanks to Andrew Trotman, who struck out both of the batters he has faced in this relief outing. Matthew Schwartz is the 3rd batter he will encounter. 6th inning continues. A ball outside from Andrew Trotman. 1-0 the count to Matthew Schwartz, who plays up at David Story Field a lot, both at Lower Columbia College and for the Blackbears. He hits one high in the air into shallow right center field. It is Caden Connor getting under it, and the right fielder makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Trotman. And that's a much-needed 0 on the scoreboard. Right after Cowlitz scored 4 runs in the 5th, Trotman holds him quiet in the 6th. We're on to the bottom of inning number 6 from Ridgefield. It's the Blackbears ahead, 4-1. Stay with us on RidgefieldRaptors.com.
Spider in my bed.
Stepped outside and a hornet stung my head.
Got ants around the sink,
and I am starting to think. Yes, but then I know how to make me pest-free.
Natural pest control, killing your bugs and rodents, baby. Natural pest control. Call today, get a quote for free.
Hey baseball fans, after the game visit A, the area's premier gaming, dining, entertainment, and meeting destination. A is a proud supporter of the Ridgefield Raptors and the perfect place to meet up with friends after a Raptors win for dinner, drinks, and great times. Keep the fun and excitement going after the 9th inning and grab beers at Tom's Urban, or enjoy a perfectly cooked porterhouse at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. With 100,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 different restaurants, bars, and retail outlets to choose from, A has just what you need to turn your night at the ballgame into a night you won't forget. A, just off I-5 at exit 16, ILANIresort.com.
It is Wade Meckler leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Ridgefield Raptors, who trail 4-1 in this contest. Middle game of the series with the Cowlitz Blackbears. Mickey Thompson back to the mound. And a first pitch strike to Wade Meckler from Oregon State University, left-handed batter who is still looking for his first at-bat of the day. He has walked twice in this ball game. 0-1 pitch to Meckler is a ball 1-1 the count. Ridgefield has only drawn 2 walks today. They have both been Wade Meckler's. He walked and scored in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd, and did not score in that frame. Ridgefield had a 1-0 lead. They now trail 4-1. Ground ball to second on the 1-1 pitch, scooped up by Riku Nishida. And the Osaka, Japan native throws over to first for the out. 1 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still a 4-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears as John Peck comes to the plate. Peck has an RBI single and a fielder's choice on the day out of Pepperdine University. That single, by the way, gets him up to 57 hits on the summer, which ties him in single-season Ridgefield record territory. 57 hits back in 2019 when Michael Hicks set that record for Ridgefield, and Peck has now tied it. He takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1 from Thompson. 1-0 the count, 1 away, bases empty. And the other impressive thing about John Peck's season is this summer is shorter. We're only playing 48 games this summer. They had 54 games back in 2019, and so he's gotten to 57 hits with still 7 games remaining after today in a season that's already shorter anyways. He takes the ball inside. It's 2-0 to John Peck, the 19-year-old from Pepperdine. Now a pitch high and away for ball 3. 3-0 the count to John Peck. He's tied for first in hits coming in now in sole possession of first place in hits on the team. 31 runs, which is best on the team, and he's second in doubles and home runs for the underclassmen originally from Moore Park, California. Takes low for ball 4, and John Peck draws a 4-pitch walk. And with 1 out, John Peck is aboard, and Will Chambers will be next. Will, who had a 421-foot bomb 3 days ago, a home run to right field. That was the longest home run by any West Coast League player on the week. That was back on Sunday when Ridgefield got his home run to tie it up or to take the lead, I should say, to put Ridgefield up by 2. Ended up losing that lead, but then coming back to win in extra innings. With 1 out, Will Chambers takes a strike. It's 0-1 the count. 4-1 deficit for the Ridgefield Raptors. Bottom of the 6th inning here at the Rourke. One more game to come in the series tomorrow at 6:35. No balls and 1 strike from Thompson. He'll throw over to first, and diving back safely is John Peck. The other really fascinating part about John's season, with the offensive output and really solid, just consistent defense and offense he's provided, he wasn't even supposed to be here this whole summer. He originally signed with the Edmonton team as he breaks for second on the 0-1 pitch that gets away from the catcher, and he'll get in safely on a wild pitch. And so John Peck in scoring position now in the 6th inning as Ridgefield tries to cut down the 3-run deficit with 1 out and Will Chambers at the plate. John Peck had signed with Edmonton, which is a new team joining the West Coast League, but with all the border issues and COVID shutting down the Canadian teams, he had to find a new home and found that with the Ridgefield Raptors and has been Ridgefield's primary shortstop. A swing and a miss from Chambers. It's 1-2 the count. John Peck standing at second base with 1 down. And Ridgefield is happy that John Peck detoured down to Southwest Washington. He has arguably been the best hitter on the team and probably among the 5 best hitters in the WCL. 1-2 pitch is swung on late, and Chambers does not get a piece of it. It's strike 3, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. 6th inning continues with Grant Heiser next up. 0 for 2 on the day. He does have a .230 batting average. He had a hit yesterday coming in late. Defensive replacement, got 1 at bat and singled. Originally from Beaverton. He was born in Beaverton, then grew up north of the border in Camas. With 2 outs, he lopes one into center field. He'll bring Mortensen back, but playable for the center fielder. And Brock holds under it, and he makes the catch to end the inning. A fly out to center field, and the 6th inning is over, stranding a runner in scoring position. Ridgefield gets no hits and no runs, no errors in the bottom of the 6th. We are on to the 7th inning from the Rourke. Stay with us on the Raptors live stream as the Cowlitz Blackbears hang on to a 4-1 lead so far.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
C-Tran is your public transit system offering service in Clark County and beyond. Catch local service in Clark County, regional and express service to Portland, and connector service within the city limits of Camas, LaCenter, and Ridgefield. And if you don't have cash, no problem. C-Tran now accepts digital payments with Hop FastPass. So hit a home run and leave the driving to us. Visit c-tran.com for more information. C-Tran, our community, our promise.
Top of the 7th inning here at the Rourke. Andrew Trotman continuing to pitch for the Ridgefield Raptors as the Cowlitz Blackbears have taken a 4-1 lead in this ball game. We're on to the 7th inning. It'll be the Blackbears lineup at the top of the order for the 7th. Riku Nishida, Brock Bozette, and Jacob Stinson will be the scheduled hitters. Taking a look at the scoreboard here in the West Coast League, it's the Bellingham Bells still leading the Portland Pickles 5-0 in that ball game after beating Portland 18-0 yesterday. 22 hits on the day for the Bells, helped out by 4 errors for the Pickles in front of 2,400 fans at Walker Stadium watching their own team get thwacked 18-0 to start out that series, and Bellingham leading by a more modest score of 5-0 today, which helps out Ridgefield, but of course Cowlitz in contention. If they can beat Ridgefield today, they'll jump into not quite a tie, but right up there in the overall record, would move ahead in second place in the second half. Nishida takes a strike to open up the 7th inning. Cowlitz 4, Ridgefield 1. The 0-1 pitch from Trotman is sidearmed low and outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count from Andrew Trotman out of Fairbanks, Alaska. The other part is, if you win the second half, you get an automatic playoff berth as Nishida chops one to second. High hop for Casper, has to hurry to first base and not in time. Nishida beats it out for an infield single. And not really anything that Casper could do there. And it's a base hit for Riku Nishida to open up the 7th inning. To second base. And that moves Nishida to first. And, Nishida, the leadoff man, is aboard. And that brings up Brock Bozette, the third baseman, who has 3 ground balls to short that have resulted in 3 different scenarios. As Nishida gets back barely on a pickoff attempt from Trotman. Nobody out, top of the 7th inning, 4-1 lead for the Blackbears. Bozette's first ground ball to short was a double play. His second one was a simple ground out, and the third one was an RBI ground out. So he's 0 for 3 on the day, but with an RBI and another throw over to first, and Nishida is able to belly flop back to first, taking a big lead off over there. Doyle Kane holding him on. Takes his lead again with still no pitches yet in this at-bat to Bozette. Trotman from the stretch and throws high for ball 1. They're worried about Nishida. He stole a base yesterday. In fact, tried for 2, but the first one he slid past the bag. He had beaten the throw. Talked to his head coach, Brian Burris, yesterday, who said the turf plays so much faster here. It's turf field here and up in Longview, but it's a different sort of fill. There's just more rubber here, there's more sand up there, so it plays faster. And so I think he just didn't really estimate the sliding and went too far. Got tagged out at second, having beaten the throw, but didn't stay on the bag. Ended up stealing a base later in the game. A ball inside, 2-0 is the count now to Brock Bozette. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs. Top of the 7th inning, a runner on first for the Cowlitz Blackbears, who lead by 3. The next pitch is off the plate, ball 3 from Andrew Trotman. Bozette from Spokane Falls Community College, played for the Sasquatch of Spokane Falls Community, where Dan O'Brien comes from Spokane Falls Community College, the gold medalist in the 96 Olympic Games in Atlanta. A decathlete was Dan O'Brien out of Spokane Falls Community College. Brock Bozette also from the same JUCO. He's at the plate with a 3-0 count. Another throw over to first before Trotman now comes to the plate with a 3-0, and it is a strike. 3-1 the count from Andrew Trotman. So Ridgefield is in playoff contention. They're tied with Portland and have the tiebreaker. Cowlitz right on their heels, 3 games behind them in overall record. Now, technically, you first look at the second half winner, and that is who the playoff berth goes to. A pitch on the inside and just off the plate for ball 4. Now there's runners in first and second with nobody out. Nishida pushed to second base, didn't have to steal it to get there. He's able to trot in there after the walk to Bozette, and Jacob Stinson is next. So wanting the second half title, which would get you the other playoff berth, Corvallis winning the first half to get the first playoff berth. The second half winner gets the other one. So you might think you want Corvallis to lose so you can win the second half. But if Corvallis wins, you go to overall record, which might help Ridgefield. A bunt attempt, and Stinson is unable to get it in fair territory. It bounces right above home plate, and Heiser grabs it just to the right of home, so a foul ball. And it's an 0-1 count on Jacob Stinson, who's trying to bunt the runners to second and third. There's still no outs now, and the runners return to first and second for the Blackbears in the top of the 7th inning. The Blackbears 4, the Raptors 1 here in this contest. The outfield playing straight up, the infield as well. Third baseman Patrick Stark playing a little bit in now, even with the bag. After Stinson tried to bunt the first attempt. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the 0-1 from Andrew Trotman. It's outside, too far for a bunt attempt from Stinson. And it's a 1-1 count to Jacob from Nevada Reno. Yakima Valley is leading Corvallis 2-0, which it's really hard to tell whether or not that helps Ridgefield. On one hand, you might come down the stretch and hope that Corvallis loses because you could win the second half, or you might not do as well in the second half but want the wild card, in which case you might want Corvallis to win the second half, and that would help Ridgefield. A bunt foul from Stinson. It's now a 1-2 count. The one situation it would help if Corvallis wins the second half is if Cowlitz comes in where they come in and nearly win the second half but still have a worse overall record on the summer, in which case if Corvallis lost a couple more games and Cowlitz would win the second half, they'd get the berth. But if Corvallis wins more games, then Cowlitz, even though they have a worse overall record, then also wouldn't win the second half, so Ridgefield would get in. Point being, it's all convoluted, and Ridgefield just, if they win their own games, that'll help. A swing and a foul ball from Stinson, and it's a 1-2 count with nobody out. Runners in first and second. And believe me, the coaches want to get in. I mean, they're sitting up here after every game planning out what pitchers they can throw to try to plan their way into the playoffs and looking at the scores and thinking how many games do we got to win and what situations do we need to get ourselves into in order to make the postseason. And try to map it out as well as they can to try to get the first playoff berth for the Raptors, who started back in 2019. Another foul ball from Stinson on a pitch down and in. The count remains 1-2. The Blackbears ahead in this contest, 4-1. We're in the top of the seventh inning. Andrew Trotman allowed a leadoff single and then a walk. An infield single to Nishida, who's now standing on second base. Nobody out yet in the top of the seventh. Corner infielders now playing in normal positioning with 2 strikes, so no bunt attempt from Jacob Stinson, who will see a 1-2 offering from Andrew Trotman, who comes set. The runner from second going, a pitch inside, the throw to third not in time, and Riku Nishida steals third. Both runners move up. The runner from first, Bozette, started to steal after he saw the throw going to third. And so now there's runners in second and third, nobody out. After Nishida steals third on a pitch inside, and Heiser throws down to third, not in time. And it's a left-handed batter, so he did not have to throw through a batter on the left side. But Nishida beat that throw easily and had a great break to third. So nobody out, runners in second and third, a 2-2 count to Jacob Stinson. And the pitch is off the plate, ball 3. Full count. 2 runners in scoring position. Cowlitz could break the game open in this inning with a 3-run lead. And a pretty good situation, add on some more runs. Second and third, nobody down. And a full count from Andrew Trotman. From the stretch, Andrew to the plate, swung on and popped into right field fairly deep. It'll probably score a run. Caden Connor will make the catch in right field, and he'll throw to third. Nishida will score from third base, and Cowlitz gets a sac fly to extend the lead to 4. 5-1 is the score. Stinson flies out to right field on the sac fly, and Caden Connor, knowing Nishida's speed, doesn't even try him at home. He throws to third. Brock Bozette holds at second, and Nishida scores. So the stolen base of third helps out a lot, and the sac fly scores Cowlitz's first run in the inning. They had 4 runs back in the 5th and 1 run here in the 7th. It's a 5-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears. Sam Brown is the next batter, left-hand hitter. First baseman, runners going from second. Off speed, it's fouled away. Would have been a stolen base for Bozette, who started a break before the pitch and would have gotten in there safely. But Brown took an attempt at it and fouled it off, and Bozette will have to return to second base. A sac fly scored 1 run this inning. Bozette at second, 1 down. Top of the 7th inning here from the Rourke. With the Cowlitz Blackbears ahead by 4. Corvallis has stormed back to take the lead over Yakima Valley. 3-2 is the score at Goss Stadium. 0-1 the count from Andrew Trotman from the stretch. With 1 down, and now time is called, and a balk is called on Andrew Trotman. I didn't see him flinch at all, and he's still in the stretch. And it looked like Mike Carr, the home plate umpire, was the one who called it. And a balk is ruled on Andrew Trotman. He didn't step off the rubber. He didn't drop the ball. I didn't see him flinch in whatever method. And he is called for a balk to put Bozette at third. First balk for either team today. And the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Brown. It's an 0-2 count now with 1 out, runner on third. The infield is playing in, trying to prevent another run here. It's a 5-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears. On deck is Brock Mortensen. At the plate is Sam Brown. He's behind 0-2. With one out, the pitch is down and away. 1-2 is the count from Andrew Trotman. Trying to prevent the runner from third scoring would push it to a 6-1 lead for the Blackbears, who were trailing in the first and second inning and third inning and all the way to the fifth when they jumped from a 1-run deficit to a 4-1 lead. The 1-2 pitch hit hard into center field, and coming in to make the grab is Micah McDowell. He'll throw in from center, but not in time. And another sac fly for the Blackbears. It is a productive out for Sam Brown. On an 0-2 pitch, they'll throw over to third to appeal. And Tony Prater doesn't even make a call. He just looks away, and I guess that means safe, and he didn't leave early. And so the run scores. 6-1 is now the margin as Brock Bozette comes down the line and scores on a sac fly to center field by Sam Brown. Brock Mortensen is the batter now with the bases empty and 2 outs. Trotman throws an off-speed off the plate for ball 1 to Brock Mortensen at a UC Santa Barbara. The 22-year-old with a batting average of .239 on the summer. Left-hand hitter against right-handed pitcher. 1-0 is grounded towards second. 2-hopper fielded by Brady Casper, and will line it over to first to end the inning. 1 hit on the frame for the Cowlitz Blackbears, and 2 runs come in, both on sac flies. And the Cowlitz Blackbears take a 5-run lead through the first 6.5 innings. It is time to stretch here at the Rourke. The Ridgefield Raptors trying to come back from a 6-1 deficit as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning after this.
Found a giant spider in my bed.
Stepped outside and a hornet stung my head.
Got ants around my sink.
And I am starting to think. The experts that I know are gonna make me pest-free.
The Royal Pest Control. Killing your bugs and rodents, baby. The Royal Pest Control. Call today and get a quote for free.
Hey baseball fans, after the game visit A&A, the area's premier gaming, dining, entertainment, and meeting destination. A&A is a proud supporter of the Ridgefield Raptors and the perfect place to meet up with friends after a Raptors win for dinner, drinks, and great times. Keep the fun and excitement going after the 9th inning and grab beers at Tom's Urban, or enjoy a perfectly cooked porterhouse at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. With 100,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 different restaurants, bars, and retail outlets to choose from, A&A has just what you need to turn your night at the ballgame into a night you won't forget. A&A, just off I-5 at exit 16, ILANIresort.com.
Still Mickey Thompson on the mound for the Cowlitz Blackbears, the starter, who has gone 6 innings so far, allowing just 1 hit and 1 run. Brady Casper to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning and takes a strike as his team trails 6-1. The Cowlitz Blackbears in control right now, but the Raptors trying to break into that deficit, and Brady Casper is the first man at the plate. Fouls away the 0-1, and he's quickly behind no balls and 2 strikes to, Doyle Kane. Brady Casper is the batter, and Doyle Kane is on deck with the leadoff man in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball high for ball 1. 1-2 the count from Mickey Thompson. He allowed just 1 hit, and that was to the 3rd batter he faced. Has not allowed a hit since then back in the 1st inning. 1-2 pitch to Casper is down and away for ball 2 to the Mission Viejo product. Brady Casper, who was leading off this inning, is 0-2 in the ball game. He's on a 3-game hit streak and had the walk-off RBI back on Tuesday in that game against the Redmond Dudes in the bottom of the 9th. 2-2 pitch was under the hands for ball 3, and a full count to Casper. Cowlitz ahead 6-1 in this contest. We're in the 7th inning here at the Rourke with 3 more home games to come on the week. Here's the payoff from Thompson, and it's an off-speed that's hammered down the line, and a fair ball. It'll get down the right field corner, and Casper will think at least 2. He's into second base, and he'll think 3. Casper digging for third. The cutoff from the second baseman Nishida is not in time, and Casper has his first triple of the year. Brady Casper ropes one down the first base line and all the way into the corner, and he was thinking triple all the way. His first 3-bagger of the summer. Nishida, who made the cutoff that didn't quite get him, brings him back his helmet, which he lost in between first and second base. And he's into third for a leadoff triple. Brady Casper, one of his best hit balls of the year. He had a home run yesterday, and this one had a probably similar exit velocity on a liner down the line on the first base side. And he's in the third with Doyle Kane next up. Nobody out, bottom of the seventh. Kane swings and does not get the off speed from Mickey Thompson. Runner on third, nobody out. Ridgefield trailing 6-1. Could that be a little bit of a spark for the Raptors? Kane at the plate. Patrick Stark is next up. Outfield playing straight up. Infield as well to Doyle Kane. Right-handed hitter. 0-1 pitch is inside for ball one. It's to Doyle Kane, who was 1 for 3 last night in his debut. He popped out to second base today in his first at-bat and grounded out to third in his other. He has a 1-1 count from Thompson. Inside again. It's a 2-1 count to Doyle Kane. Facing Thompson for the third time today. Just the second hit of the day for the Raptors. After an RBI single in the first inning to score Ridgefield's only run so far. They trail 6-1. Here's the 2-1 from Thompson. Swung on and missed by Kane. And it's a 2-2 count now. The Doyle Kane out of Santa Clarita, California. Lives basically across the street from College of the Canyons, which is where he plays his college baseball. 2-2 is the count from Mickey Thompson. The runner on third and nobody out. Swing and a foul ball from Doyle Kane. And stays at 2-2 count with a 5-run deficit for the Raptors. Kane has spent 2 years at COC. He spent his freshman year playing and had 23 hits in that shortened season. It was cut short. The guy he was tied with at 23 hits on that team, Will Chambers, who's on the team here for the Raptors as well. The 2-2 pitch to Doyle Kane, high and outside for ball 3, and it's a full count now to Doyle Kane. So both he and Will Chambers had their 2020 season cut short. They were both freshmen that year eligibility-wise, got that year back. And College of the Canyons did not play this spring, so they're both still freshmen in a sense. Here's the 3-2 to Kane. He swings and misses the payoff, and it's the first out of the 7th inning. Runner on third, but a strikeout of Doyle Kane. And Patrick Stark is next up. 0 for 2 in the day, just needs to put the ball in play, and it might get Brady Casper home. Patrick Stark, who will turn 19 in November, looking for his first hit on the series for the incoming freshman at Loyola Marymount. 1 down, bottom of the 7th. Here comes Thompson, a swing and a foul back for Patrick Stark. 0-1's the count. Thompson, who came in with an ERA a bit elevated. He'd only gone 6 innings, but he had given up 8 earned runs. But this game will help out that ERA quite a bit, having given up just 1 run through the first 6 innings. Here in the 7th, though, he's in a bit of a trouble. Runner on third, 1 out. Stark takes ball 1 to even the count at 1-1. Bottom of the 7th inning for Patrick Stark. Like I mentioned, will turn 19 November 2nd. Shares a birthday with David Schwimmer, in case you were wondering. 1-1 the count. It's inside for, called a strike. And it's a 1-2 count to Patrick Stark. A .235 batting average on the summer for Patrick, with 3 RBIs, all coming this weekend against the Walla Walla Swedes. Ridgefield swept Walla Walla here at home, but has yet to get a win this series against Cowlitz, losing last night and trailing here in Game 2. 1-2 pitch is fouled back, and Stark stays alive. It's still a 1-2 count. Brady Casper with his triple to lead off this inning, but now with 1 out, has still been unmoved from third base. As the 7th inning continues, Ridgefield down 6 runs to 1. On deck is Micah McDowell. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Thompson, who comes set with his hands at belt level. Looks over towards the first base side, and now comes to the plate with a 1-2. Swung on and missed, and it is out number 2 here in the 7th inning. Thompson gives up a triple, but then 2 strikeouts, and McDowell is next up. Trying to get his college teammate in. Out of Oregon State, McDowell has Brady Casper on third, 2 outs, and now a ground ball or a sac fly will not do the job. Need a base hit here with 2 down and bottom of the 7th. Thompson into the windup now, and a fastball that's hit foul on the left field side. And into the soccer field where some guys are practicing on the soccer pitch over there, the 57-acre Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. We got over 1,100 fans in here tonight, by the way. An 0-1 count, and McDowell swings and rolls over that one, or doesn't get it, I should say. 0-2 the count with 2 down. And now Ridgefield down to their final strike here in the 7th inning, trying to get Casper home with a leadoff triple. but an 0-2 count, trailing by 5 in this ballgame. Fastball that's fouled in back of home plate and stays an 0-2 count. Thompson, if this is his final inning, which it may not be, but he's gone 7, and there is a thrower in the bullpen, will strand a runner at third if he can get one more strike on McDowell. Here's the 0-2 to Micah. It's inside, nearly hit him. And he turns away from it for ball 1. 1-2 the count, 2 down. Bottom of the 7th. 6-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears, who have out-hit Ridgefield 7-2 in this ball game. 1 ball and 2 strikes to McDowell. Fastball swung on and missed, and Thompson strikes out the side after a leadoff triple. No runs come in for the Ridgefield Raptors on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 unfortunate left on base. That is the 5th runner that Ridgefield has left on base today. We head to the 8th inning. It's the Cowlitz Blackbears 6 and the Ridgefield Raptors 1.
Every time Taco Bell's nacho fries returned, those Mexican spices were drawing something closer to the surface.
And once they taste that warm nacho cheese sauce, they won't stop till there's nothing left.
Can the Fry Force save the world and the nacho fries we love?
So either we fight together, or we fry alone.
Or will the monsters devour us all? Get your nacho fries today while you can. Now serving at a Taco Bell near you. At participating U.S. locations for a limited time only.
This is WSU Vancouver, Southwest Washington's only 4-year research university. Whether in person or via distance delivery, WSU Vancouver offers high-quality education and an employer-respected degree. You'll get a small school feel in the kind of place where you know you matter. Here, you'll get personalized education that brings out the best in you and inspires you to achieve your highest goals. Now, what are you waiting for? Apply today.
We have played 7 innings from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex, and through 7, it's the Cowlitz Blackbears 6 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and the Ridgefield Raptors 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. A new pitcher for the Ridgefield Raptors. It is Jacob Acosta coming in from Cal State Bakersfield. He's a right-hand thrower, making his 7th appearance on the year. Went 1 inning of scoreless work against Walla Walla back on July 30th in that 17-2 victory for Ridgefield. Does have an ERA of 8.58. Gave up 4 runs against Port Angeles to bump that up a bit, but he's on the path to bring that back down as he faces the Cowlitz Blackbears for the first time this season. Made his debut on June 27th, and this is his 7th appearance of the year. He's gone 7 innings, and the roadrunner from Cal State Bakersfield gets another chance here in the 8th inning against Cowlitz with the Ridgefield Raptors down 6 runs to 1. Leadoff man in the top of the 8th inning for the Cowlitz Blackbears will be the 6-hole hitter, Case Ogata, the DH, who is 0 for 3 on the ball game. Leads off the 8th with his team up 6-1. After the starter today, Bo Kiersey exited. He finally ended up giving up 4 earned runs. He exited with only 2 runs on the board, but he was responsible for 2 runners on. And so he gets tagged for 4 earned runs on the day. Carson Walters did not give up an earned run in 2/3 of an inning, and Andrew Trotman went 2 innings with 2 runs. A ball on the first pitch from Acosta. It's 1-0 the count with nobody out, just starting the 8th inning. Ridgefield down 6-1. That does snap a streak here where Ridgefield, since the Corvallis series, that was back on July 2nd, the last 19 games, Ridgefield's starting pitcher had not allowed more than 3 earned runs in any game of those 19 in a row, and now, 4 earned runs. And even of those games, I say no more than 3, and there's only 1 game where they allowed 3. Every other game was 2 or fewer, and now 1 game with allowed 4 here tonight. 2-0 pitch from Acosta is on the inside edge for strike 1 to Case Ogata out of Utah Valley University. A 2-1 count from Acosta. A right-hander who's working out of the windup with the entire ball field now covered in shadows. The sun having just set here in Ridgefield. Swing and a miss from Ogata. And it's a 2-2 count to the leadoff man with a 6-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears. Give you the score around the league in just a moment. With a 2-2 count from Jacob Acosta goes into the windup. And the 2-2 pitch is fought off to keep the count at 2-2, registering at 94 miles an hour. Portland has finally scored in their series. They lost 18-0 yesterday. They trailed 5-0 today, but they have put up a 3-spot. It's a 2-run game now. Bellingham ahead 5-3. Corvallis leading Yakima Valley at Goss Stadium 6-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Acosta, a swing and a miss, and he strikes out the first man he faces. Heiser tags him out at the plate on a ball in the dirt, and Ogata is punched out. 8th strikeout of the day for the Ridgefield Raptors. Toriano Sweet is the next batter. A .298 batting average on the year for the Rialto, California product. Has a single, a walk, and a strikeout today. And with 1 out, he's at the plate with the bases empty. Acosta throws inside on the corner for strike 1 to Toriano Sweet. 0-1 the count from Jacob Acosta, an 0-1 count with 1 away. And the Cowlitz Blackbears ahead 6-1. In front of 1,103 fans. Slicing foul ball down the right side. That gets into the corner. It started out even with the bag, but tails a few feet foul on the right field side. And strike 2 on Toriano Sweet. 1 out and nobody on base for the Cowlitz Blackbears. Acosta into the wind, and the 0-2 is chased and fouled by Sweet to keep alive. 0-2 is the count. Yesterday, Ridgefield ended up losing that game 9-3. It was the most runs that Ridgefield had allowed in the last 7 games, and still haven't allowed double digits in the month of July or August. 0-2 pitch is chased again, and Sweet did not get a piece of that one. He strikes out, and Jacob Acosta has punched out both of the hitters he's faced so far. 2 down in the 8th inning, and that's more of the pitching we've seen the last month plus. The last time that Ridgefield has allowed double-digit runs was June 30th in a game that Ridgefield won. A 15-10 victory over Bellingham on June 30th. That was the last time that Ridgefield has allowed double digits. The time before that was against Portland a few days prior, also in a win. 15-11 over the Portland Pickles. So Ridgefield maybe should give up double-digit runs more often because they keep on winning those games. They gave up 9 runs yesterday, and, of course, they lost because you needed to allow 1 more, right? A ball inside to the next batter, Wilson Weber, who's 2 for 3 on the day. A 1-0 pitch from Acosta, a breaking ball that bends in for strike 1. 2 down, bases empty. A 5-run lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears. And top of the 8th inning, a score of 6-1. Acosta peering into his battery mate, Grant Heiser, from the windup, and a fastball swung on and missed, or off speed, I should say. A 1-2 count now from Jacob Acosta. 1 strike away from punching out the side here in the top of the 8th inning. Wilson Weber has 2 singles and a strikeout on the day. A run scored for the Oregon State product. Takes inside for ball 2. It's from Gresham, Oregon. He faced Jaron Hunter earlier this season. 2 guys headed to Oregon State. Hunter's already been there for a year. Jaron is the expected starting pitcher tomorrow. 2-2 pitch, just barely fouled by Wilson Weber, and stays alive, 2-2. So Hunter, the Oregon State pitcher, will throw tomorrow for the Raptors. Wilson Weber, the catcher, will perhaps play tomorrow. He might not face his future college teammate, but he's seen him earlier, so he's gotten acquainted a little bit. Here's the 2-2 from Acosta. It's inside for ball 3, and a full count now to Wilson Weber with nobody on base. A game that is just about to hit the 2-hour mark as we're in the top of the 8th inning. Acosta into the windup for the 3-2 pitch. And the payoff is a breaking ball that stays high for ball 4. And he has finally allowed a base runner here after 2 strikeouts. He gives up a walk, and Matthew Schwartz will be the next batter. Out of Lower Columbia College, he has a bunt single and part of a 4-run inning for Cowlitz when they got ahead 4-1. They added 2 runs in the 7th to put some good distance over Ridgefield. Still just a 5-run game, but the Raptors down to their final 6 outs. And Cowlitz still at the plate here. A ball high to Matthew Schwartz, right-handed batter who's from Spokane originally. Yesterday went 2 for 5 with a homer and a double. And today has a single. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Runner on first, 2 down, top of the 8th inning. Acosta throws a fastball at 90 miles an hour. That does not catch the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. None of the fielders have been all that necessary, save for Grant Heiser, the catcher. But there's been 2 strikeouts and a walk in this inning. So everybody's just been watching Acosta deal, trying to finish the inning. 2-0 pitch is on the inside edge for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Matthew Schwartz. The shortstop, who bunted with runners on first and second earlier this ball game and ended up scoring later that inning. Now swings and laces one up the middle for a base hit. It'll push the runner to second. And now there's runners in first and second for the Cowlitz Blackbears, and 2 down. So after 2 strikeouts to open the frame, Acosta had 2 strikes in the next batter, but then ends up walking him. And Matthew Schwartz singles for his second hit of the day. And he has now continued to average 2 hits in this span. He came in with 10 hits in his last 5 games. There's a ratio, 2 hits to 1 game, and now he has 2 hits in this 1 game. Back to the top of the order for the Cowlitz Blackbears, it's Riku Nishida. He's at the plate and takes a ball from Acosta, 1-0 the count. Nishida, who's had a nice day, a walk, a flyout, an RBI walk, and then an infield single when he showed the wheels to beat out the throw at first and ended up scoring, including a stolen base at third. 1-0 the count, and Nishida sprays one foul down the third baseline. A 1-1 count to Riku Nishida. Came over from Osaka, Japan, plays in the NWAC for Mount Hood Community College. Not only has had a good day at the plate, he's also had a good series in the field. Went 1 for 3 yesterday and turned 3 double plays at second base. All 3 of them 4-6-3 twin killings. Takes a strike to set the count at 1-2. With 2 down, runners in first and second. A 6-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears here in the 8th inning. Jacob Acosta on the mound, working out of the stretch now. With a 1-2 count. The next pitch is below for ball 2. 2-2 the count from Jacob Acosta, who was 1 strike away from the third batter this inning. Almost punched out the side, gave him a walk and then a single. Is he still 1 strike away? This time to Riku Nishida. Punching over, looking at Grandheiser, offers the sign, and Acosta now comes set with his hands at belt level. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and hit off the plate, and it bounces high down the third baseline and foul. And it remains a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Cowlitz, if they hold on, would improve to 21-20 on the year. Ridgefield would need to wait another day before they can get that 24th win of the year, which would ensure a 500 record at least on the season. They do lead Cowlitz by 3 games in the standings as we stand. 2-2 pitches grounded on the right side, fielded by the first baseman. He'll run towards Nishida and tag him out. And got the tag right as he was diving headfirst into first base, and Doyle Kane makes the tag to end the inning. No runs in for the Cowlitz Blackbears on 1 hit and 2 left on. And we are on to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Cowlitz Blackbears 6 and the Ridgefield Raptors 1.
At Clark Public Utilities, we know you depend on electricity every day. And even though our offices remain closed, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by phone, online, and email. The past year has brought changes to many in our community. We've lost jobs or reduced working hours, disrupted childcare, and the challenge of teaching the kids. If you've been financially impacted by the pandemic and can't pay your utility bill, call us or send an email right away. Eligibility for payment assistance has been expanded so more households may qualify. Through it all, we're always here to provide you with safe and reliable service, and we're ready to help. Clark Public Utilities, ranked highest in customer satisfaction among residential mid-size utilities in the West by J.D. Power, 13 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Clark Public Utilities, we're always here.
Well, an absolutely fantastic start for Mickey Thompson finally comes to an end. The Cowlitz Blackbears have a 6-1 lead into the bottom of the 8th inning. And Mickey Thompson, the transfer from Washington State, headed down to San Jose State for his first year with the Spartans, has put together a gem of a performance, his best appearance of the year for a guy who came in with an ERA pretty high. He had given up more earned runs than innings. He had gone 6 innings and 8 earned runs. And he goes today just 1 earned run in 7 innings, giving up 2 hits, struck out 9 on the ball game to 3 walks. He faces 27 batters and allows just 1 run. He was back in the first inning and then went 6 scoreless after that. Coming in to replace him is a right-hander out of Corte Madera, California. Pitches for Sonoma State. It's Michael Benz, the 22-year-old from the Golden State, 6 foot, 200-pounder. And the right-hand pitcher who is 2-3 on the summer, an ERA of 2.34, getting his 17th appearance on the summer. He has pitched against Ridgefield on 1 occasion, win 1 scoreless inning. Faced 3 batters, got them all out, no strikeouts. He actually also faced in that non-league game against Ridgefield and got the win back on June 2nd, went 1 scoreless inning. So he has faced 6 Ridgefield batters so far in the year, and he has gotten all of them out. Caden Connor is at the plate to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning with his team trailing 6-1 in this contest against the Cowlitz Blackbears, hoping to avoid a 2-game losing streak. And they would officially lose the series if they don't make a comeback here, and they would lose the Columbia River Cup. Caden Connor takes ball 1 low for Michael Benz. 1-0 the count. Bottom of the 8th inning with Ridgefield trailing 6-1, so their backs against the wall as they are down 3-2 in the Columbia River Cup, the new rivalry between these two clubs, where the winner of the series gets the trophy. So Ridgefield needs to win today and tomorrow. Ground ball up the middle. Nishida goes back to field, and the second baseman throws to first in time. And Caden Connor's thrown out at first on a ridiculous play by Riku Nishida. Just moving laterally, and he can get in front of a ball. I don't care where it's hit. That ball could have been ground balled down the left field line, and I think Nishida could have gotten there. That one behind the bag at second base, and he whips it back to first for the out to get Caden Connor. Wade Meckler's the next batter, who has walked twice and grounded out once. He's got the bases empty, a 5-run deficit for the Raptors. Michael Benz gets a ground ball again to second base. Riku Nishida a little bit easier on this one, and he wipes it over to first for another out. 2 ground balls to second base, and Riku Nishida handles them both. The Osaka, Japan product, and Meckler is down on a ground out. John Peck is the next batter. There was an RBI single on the day, the only run batted in for Ridgefield on the evening. 6-1 score, Cowlitz on top. Ridgefield trailing in the bottom of the 8th inning. Base is empty for John out of Pepperdine University. Tied the single season mark for Ridgefield in hits today. Got his 57th on the summer. A .324 batting average on the year for John Peck. He watches ball 1 for Michael Benz. 2 outs, base is empty. Benz out of the stretch, and the right-hander induces a pop-up on the right side. Brown running over, might run out of room. The first baseman is at the edge of the netting, and it does get out of play. 1-1 count now to John Peck. Earlier today, the Seattle Mariners finally losing a game to the Tampa Bay Rays. They were 6-0 against the Rays, who are the American League East leaders. And the Mariners finally did drop a game. They're 6-1 against Tampa Bay now in the summer. In the final game those teams will play this year. A 4-3 final score. Seattle now 2.5 games back of the Oakland A's for the wild card spot. 1-1 pitch to John Peck is missed. And it's a 1-2 count now from Michael Benz with 2 outs, bases empty. The 6-1 advantage for the Cowlitz Blackbears. Bottom of the 8th inning. John Peck, the right-handed hitter, sees the 1-2, swings at the 1-2, and fouls the 1-2. And keeps the count at that mark. John Peck, the third batter in this inning, and the first 2 grounded out to second base. Riku Nishida was playing John Peck behind second base earlier this game. He's back into a more conventional positioning. With the 1-2 from Michael Benz swung on and fouled away, and John Peck stays alive. On deck is Will Chambers. Tomorrow's game also at 6:35 for the final home game of this series. We'll go on the road to Corvallis, but just for one game, and we'll come right back for Saturday and Sunday's contest, the final 2 home games of the regular season. 1-2 pitch, and it plunks John Peck on the shoulder. And it gets to the backstop, which is a good sign that it went through the body, ricocheting away rather than just hitting back towards the pitcher, which then more of the contact would have been taken by John Peck. He seems fine, and he'll run down to first for the first hit by pitch for either team today. And the first base runner that Michael Benz has allowed. Runner on first is John Peck, with Will Chambers at the plate, the designated hitter. We'll have to go retrieve the shrapnel, the ball that hit John Peck, that dribbled to the backstop. And he'll come to the plate with 2 outs, runner on first, a 5-run deficit for the Raptors. Chambers has not gotten a hit yet today or on the series. He's a streaky hitter. He had a 3-game hit streak coming in. Not only a 3-game hit streak, a 3-game streak with an extra base hit. Takes ball 1 for Michael Benz, 1-0 the count. His last 5 hits have all been extra base knocks. And he, in fact, does not have a single in his last 10 games. He has a slugging percentage of .563. That's 5th in the league. The 1-0 pitch to Chambers, a big swing and a miss. And it's a 1-1 count from Michael Benz. Had that home run 3 days ago at 421 feet, which was the longest home run on the week of any West Coast League player. They keep track of that thanks to TrackMan, one of the longest home runs of the year. 1-1's the count from Michael Benz. Big swing and a miss. Swung over the 88-mile-an-hour offering from Michael Benz. Runner on first, 2 down. Cowlitz 6, Ridgefield 1 in this middle game of the series. Ridgefield won the first series. Cowlitz could win the second here. If they do win today, they would secure their 5th series win of their last 6. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's outside for ball 2. And a 2-2 count to Will Chambers. Cowlitz has won 4 of their last 5 games as well. They haven't made the playoffs since 2012, but they could get into the win record, have a winning record for the first time all summer if they win today. 2-2 pitch with a runner going, a swing and a miss, tipped it into the glove, and Chambers strikes out to end the inning. The 8th inning is done with a runner left on first, and Ridgefield does not score here in the 8th. Haven't scored since the first inning when they led 1-0, but the Cowlitz Blackbears have scored 6 runs since then, and as we head to the 9th, it's still 6-1. Cowlitz in front. Stay with us at RidgefieldRaptors.com.
Warmer weather is here, and what better way to enjoy a summer day than with a trip to the ballpark to watch exciting Ridgefield Raptors baseball. Don't miss the action on the diamond as the Ridgefield Raptors battle other Western League rivals for the championship. This safe outdoor event is a perfect outing for you and your friends. Peace Health is a proud sponsor of the Ridgefield Raptors, with a team of medical experts on deck to provide your family the care you need. Treat your family to an exciting night at the ballpark and make it part of your healthy, active summer. Peace Health and Ridgefield Raptors Baseball, a great double play.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at RidgefieldRaptors.com. Go Raptors!
It is the 9th inning from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. It's a 6-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears as we head into the top of the 9th, and a new pitcher for the Ridgefield Raptors coming in out of Cal Berkeley is Ben Lake, a right-hander, a sophomore for the Golden Bears, a 20-year-old who has spent 2 years at Cal Berkeley, and for head coach Mike New, is now brought in by Chris Cota, head coach for the Raptors, as the new pitcher. And we've also got a defensive change at catcher. It is Dylan Jester in at first base. At catcher, Dylan Jester. And we've got a new first baseman as well. Brooks Dyer comes in. And so those are the defensive changes. So Doyle Kane is out. Grant Heiser is out. And Jacob Acosta is out. And that brings in Ben Lake as pitcher, Dylan Jester at catcher, and Brooks Dyer at first base. The rest of the defensive alignment stays the same. You've got Brady Casper at second base, John Peck at short, and Patrick Stark at third. Actually, it looks like that's a new shortstop as well. That is Mikey Kane at short. So new shortstop, new first baseman, new catcher, new pitcher. The outfield stays the same. At least I think it does. Wade Meckler looks like is still in left. Micah McDowell, no, I think that might be, is that Micah out in center? Let me double check. Yeah, that's still Micah in center and Caden Connor in right. First pitch, a fly ball to right field. This one's going to carry if it stays fair. This one is gone. And Caden Connor pointing foul, and the field umpire agrees. Mike Carr says, yes, foul ball. And no home run for Brock Bozette, who launched one to right field that had home run distance. And Caden Connor, the right fielder, pointing. He says, foul ball, foul ball. And the umpire agrees. 0-1 the count from Ben Lake. Top of the ninth inning starting out here. Cowlitz ahead 6-1. Brock Bozette, the batter, who has a walk, a run scored, and an RBI ground out on the day. And so he begins the ninth inning here in Ridgefield. Another foul ball. This one not home run distance, just off the netting behind home plate. And an 0-2 count to Brock Bozette to lead off the ninth inning. Cowlitz ahead 6-1. With Caden Connor out in right field. Speaking of Caden, there was something Caden-esque on this date in baseball history. It was fun to look back what happened in MLB history as the 0-2 pitch is high for ball one. Back on this date, August 4th, 1973, Milwaukee Brewers left fielder John Briggs went 6 for 6 at the plate in a win over Cleveland back on this date in 1973. Had 2 doubles and 4 singles in this game as the ball is outside from Lake. On appeal, no swing. A 2-2 count from Ben Lake to Brock Bozette. Interestingly enough, John Briggs 6 for 6, but no RBIs in that game, which Caden Connor would scoff at. When Caden went 6 for 6 on Sunday, he at least had 3 RBIs in the ball game. 2-2 is the count, and on the outside corner, strike 3 of Brock Bozette, and Ben Lake strikes out the first man he sees. 1 down here in the ninth inning. 6-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears. It's Jacob Stinson up next, with Ben Lake coming in, making his 6th appearance on the year, an ERA of 7.2, had 2 scoreless innings, getting the win over Redmond 8 days ago. So Jacob Stinson, the next batter, left-handed hitter with the bases empty, 1 down, and a strike to open up the at-bat. Now you might say no RBIs. Well, you go 6 for 6. That's not your fault because obviously you hit well enough. Just nobody was on base. Well, Caden Connor would say hit a home run at least. Then you get an RBI. Caden did have a home run in that 6 for 6 performance. A ball down low to even the count at 1-1. That was Ridgefield's first ever 6 for 6 game. That was on Sunday. We had a home run, a double, and 4 singles. And John Briggs did that same thing, 6 for 6, on this date back in 1973. 1-1 pitches, a line drive into right field for a base hit. And Stinson has his first single of the day. After his sac fly in his most recent at-bat, he now gets a base hit. 1 on, 1 out for Sam Brown, who had a sac fly of his own in his most recent at-bat. A 2 RBI single earlier today. He's 2 for 3 in the ballgame. Runner on first, 1 down, a 6-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears. In the top of the ninth inning, Ben Lake working out of the stretch now to face Sam Brown, left-handed hitter out of University of Portland. Infield into double play depth here, and the first pitch to Brown, an off-speed high for ball 1-0. There's another time where a guy went for 6 hits on this date. Back in 1993 on August 4th, Tony Gwynn had 6 hits, but he had 7 at-bats, so it's kind of cheating, right? 6 for 7, that's not as good as Caden Connor, 6 for 6. 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed, and it's a 1-1 count from Ben Lake. Saw an article earlier today, Tony Gwynn, who used to play in Walla Walla at Borleski Stadium back when that ballpark was used as a minor league affiliate for the Walla Walla Padres, and Tony Gwynn spent the summer of 1981 up in Walla Walla. We're going to head up there next week to finish out the regular season against the Walla Walla Sweets. A foul ball off the bat of Sam Brown, and it clips off of Dylan Jester, the catcher. But he's all right. A 1-2 count. Dylan out of Lower Columbia College comes in as a defensive replacement today, or in this inning, I should say. When Ridgefield comes to the plate in the bottom of the ninth inning, Dylan Jester will lead off. Brady Casper would be next, and it would be Doyle Kane spot in the lineup. So Brooks Dyer, I believe, will be the next hitter. 1-2 is the count from Ben Lake. A swing and a miss, or tipped off the bat. No, he didn't get a piece of it. And now they're saying drop third strike, and on the 1-2 pitch with 1 out, and the runner gets to second on the play. And so with the runner on first, he's out, and so the runner advances to second on a wild pitch. And that is the second out of the inning. So 2 down, runner on second on a wild pitch that gets Stinson into second base. Brown strikes out, and Brock Mortensen is the batter. With less than 2 outs and first base occupied, he's out, but the runner can still advance at his own peril, which he does safely into second. So Brock Mortensen's the batter with a runner in scoring position and 2 down. The ball in the dirt for ball 1 to Brock Mortensen, who has a walk, but he's 0 for 3 on the day. That Walla Walla series ends the regular season. We'll have 3 of our final games before then at home, including Sunday's home finale on Kids Day. Kids 12 and under get in for free. 1 kid per paid adult. A swing and a miss from Mortensen, and it's strike 1. 1-1 the count, with 2 down and a runner on second. Cowlitz ahead 6 runs to 1 in this ball game, with Ben Lake working out of the stretch here in the 9th inning. Outfield playing straight up under the lights here at Ridgefield, and a ball down in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1's the count to Brock Mortensen. The runner on second, who got aboard via a single, but Ben Lake has struck out the other 2 guys he has faced here in the 9th inning. Redshirt freshman from Cal Berkeley. Right-handed thrower, making his 6th appearance in the West Coast League and 10th appearance overall, including non-league games. 2 balls and 1 strike to Brock Mortensen. It's high for ball 3. And a 3-1 count from Ben Lake. Wants to be an aerospace engineer when he's done. It's a mechanical engineering major, and considering aerospace engineering or something along those lines after he graduates. He's from Woodland Hills, California. The 3-1 pitch is down in the dirt and will result in a walk and an advancement of the runner from second. Stinson gets down to third on the wild pitch. He advances on the final pitch of the last 2 at-bats. A strikeout when he got to second and a walk when he got down to third. There's now runner. Stinson draws a base on balls. 2 down. Queso Gata, the batter, 0 for 4 on the day. His team leads 6-1 over the Ridgefield Raptors. Here in the top of the 9th inning. We'll be back tomorrow at 6:35 for the series finale. Ridgefield still in playoff contention, especially if Portland loses today. Their game will end after this one. With 2 outs, the first pitch is a strike to Ogata. They're in the 6th inning at Walker Stadium. Still a 5-3 lead for the Bellingham Bells, which would be a big help to the Ridgefield Raptors if Bellingham can win that game. No balls and 1 strike from Ben Lake. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Lake from the stretch, peering over his shoulder at first base. Now throws, and a foul ball that might stay in play on the first base side. And no, it will get over the netting on the first base side for strike 2 of Queso Gata. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 9th inning here at the Rourke. It's been a good season here in Ridgefield, especially in home games. Ridgefield did have a 6-game home winning streak snapped last night, but the Raptors have still have a tremendous home record on the year at 15-5 in West Coast League games here at this venue. 0-2 the count from Ben Lake, a ground ball left side and foul, and stays the count at 0-2 as the top of the 9th inning continues. Ridgefield actually had a losing record at home back in 2019. They went 11-16 at home and had an opposite 16-11 record on the road. That's why they had an even record overall, 27-27. This year it's been flipped, where they have the better record at home and a losing record on the road. 0-2 pitch is high for ball 1. 2 outs, a 6-1 lead for the Blackbears in the 9th inning. Ridgefield is 8-12 on the road and 15-5 at home. If they lose here, Cowlitz would move ahead of them in the second half, although they'd still be behind Corvallis in the second half standings. 1-2 pitch is looped towards right field. It gets down for a base hit and an RBI for Queso Gata. It is the 10th hit of the day for the Cowlitz Blackbears, and they now lead the Ridgefield Raptors 7-1. An RBI single to add to the lead here in the 9th inning. Ogata with a single. It scores Jacob Stinson, and Brock Mortensen holds at second base on the play. As Cowlitz goes ahead 7-1. Next up is Toriano Sweet, who has a single, a walk, and 2 punch-outs on the day. Right-hand hitter out of Rialto, California. A fastball he flails at, does not get it, and it's an 0-1 count to Sweet. Starter at left field today. A transfer from Western Oregon University in Monmouth, a D2 program, and he goes D1 out in Jackson, Mississippi at Jackson State. Here's the 0-1 from Ben Lake. It's yanked down in the dirt for ball 1. A good snag from Dylan Jester. It's actually the first time that Dylan's playing catcher for the Raptors. He came in to add some depth at catcher, and this is the 3rd game he's played, but it's the first time he's actually playing behind the dish. He came in as a pinch hitter earlier, but the guy he subbed in for was the DH, so he didn't play in the field. In his first game, a 1-1 pitch, Jester blocks, and a 2-1 count from Ben Lake with 2 down, runners in first and second. The other time Jester came in, he got the start, but he started in right field as Ridgefield needed an extra outfielder, so he played right field for the first time since high school. Now he returns to his more conventional position at catcher. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike, well framed by Dylan Jester. And it's a 2-2 count now with 2 down. Runners in first and second. Top of the 9th inning. Cowlitz ahead 7-1 and trying to add on to that lead. Ridgefield will have 3 outs to work with in the bottom of the 9th. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Ben Lake out of the stretch for the Agora High School product, and now steps off the rubber while facing Toriano Sweet. Had that single back in the 2nd inning. Although Cowlitz did not score that frame, they didn't take a lead until the 5th inning when they scored 4 runs that frame. 2-2 pitch, chased on, and Sweet misses it for strike 3. And the top of the 9th inning is over. 1 run comes in on 2 hits. And the Cowlitz Blackbears are ahead 7-1. Last half inning for Ridgefield to do some damage here against the Blackbears. They trail by 6 into the bottom of the 9th.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
The Ridgefield Raptors are back, where the entire family can watch top-level college baseball players live at the Rourke. Now, kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult for all Sunday afternoon Raptors games. Enjoy local Southwest Washington baseball with the whole family this summer. Sunday games are at 1:05 and are presented by Peace Health and the Columbian. Come cheer on your Ridgefield Raptors all season long. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Final half inning of baseball here in Ridgefield. It's the Cowlitz Blackbears leading 7-1 over the Ridgefield Raptors. We will get a pinch hitter now for Ridgefield. Coming in for his first playing time on the evening, it's Isaac Lovings out of Pacific University. Isaac is a catcher, comes in for Dylan Jester, 3rd different guy to appear in this spot of the lineup, although Jester only was a defensive replacement, did not get an at-bat. And now Lovings will hit in the 5 spot after Grant Heiser started. And now it's Lovings, the 3rd guy to come up. Swings of the first offering from Michael Benz, and it is a foul ball in back of home plate. Bottom of the 9th, Cowlitz ahead 7-1. Trying to win the series here and even up the series total. Ridgefield went 2-1 against Cowlitz on the road, while Cowlitz trying to go 2-0 here in this series. As Lovings hits a ground ball over the pitcher. Coming in is the second baseman Nishida, and Riku makes the throw at first in time for the ground out of Lovings. 1 down in the 9th inning. A 4-3 ground out. That's the 3rd consecutive ball put in play. That's been a 4-3 ground out. In fact, there hasn't been a fielder to make an assist for Cowlitz since, well, gosh, he was the last one who had an assist in the 7th. They struck out in the 6th. They struck out the side in the 7th. And it's been since the 5th inning that a guy other than Riku Nishida has made a defensive assist. And then the one before that was also him again. Yeah, that's crazy. 1-0 is the count after Brady Casper sees a ball. Now sprays one down the left field line and just foul. 1-1's the count with 1 away. Bottom of the 9th inning. So that's 5. The last 5 balls that have been hit into play for an out have all been to Riku Nishida, the second baseman, and he's their best defender and maybe the best defender in the league. Check swing, and it's off the barrel of Casper and fouled towards the Ridgefield dugout. A 1-2 count with 1 away. Bottom of the 9th inning, Ridgefield trailing 7-1. With Casper at the plate, he does have a triple on the day. He's 1 for 3 lacing one down the right field line that just got past the first baseman, got all the way into the corner, and Casper is sprinting from the get-go and got in safely for the triple. The 1-2 pitch is off the plate for ball 2 from Michael Benz. Out of Sonoma State, pitched a scoreless 8th inning, and now trying to close it out. Not a save opportunity, but nonetheless to keep the lead intact and try to win the game here for Cowlitz and win the series. 2-2 pitch is taken for ball 3. 3-2 the count to Brady Casper. On deck will be Brooks Dyer, who came in to play first base for Ridgefield in the top of the 9th inning. So Dyer will get his first at-bat of the day. Whether or not he'll have 1 out or 2 outs is up to Brady Casper. Bottom of the 9th inning with Ridgefield trailing by 6. Base is empty. The payoff from Michael Benz is sprayed foul by Brady Casper and keeps the count full. There are 2 series remaining after this one concludes tomorrow. The Corvallis Knights and the Walla Walla Sweets. And what Ridgefield does down the home stretch will determine if they can make the postseason, which would last up to 6 more games, 2 series, best of 3 divisional, best of 3 championship. Here's the payoff, and Casper takes ball 4, and Ridgefield has a base runner here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Brooks Dyer will be the batter. Out of Northwest Star Academy, he has faced against Ridgefield 3 times this year. Went 1-2 with the Nighthawks against the Ridgefield Raptors. And Brooks Dyer comes to the plate, made his debut a couple days ago. And now gets an at-bat here in the bottom of the 9th inning for Ridgefield. Hasn't gotten a hit yet as a Raptor. Takes a strike. He drew a couple walks in his debut against Walla Walla on the 30th of July in that 17-2 victory. Went 0 for 3 with a run scored, 2 walks, and so he's 0 for 5 so far as a Raptor. 0-1 count to Brooks Dyer. Next pitch is fouled away, an 0-2 count. Brooks' dad is actually a part of the reason why Andrew Trotman is a pitcher on this team. Andrew, who threw a couple innings earlier today. And he ended up at Clark College because Brooks Dyer's dad was an infield coach for Clark College, and Andrew reached out to him and was interested in playing collegiate ball in the Pacific Northwest and responded to Casey Dyer. A high fly ball from Brooks Dyer. This one will take the right fielder all the way to the warning track, and Jacob Stint is able to make the grab right in front of the wall for a fly out to deep right field. Well hit ball by Brooks Dyer, but it ends in front of the wall for out number 2. And the Raptors are down to their final out in this ball game. 7-1 lead for the Cowlitz Blackbears. And Patrick Stark is the next batter. 0 for 3 in the ball game. Ridgefield has been out hit today, 10-2. A Ridgefield team that averages 10 hits per game coming in. But it's been Cowlitz with the double-digit hits today. Stark fouls one away. 0-1 the count. Ridgefield trailing this ball game 7-1. Would still be 5 games, above 500 even if they lose today. And it would be 10-7 in the second half. One more game coming tomorrow in this series. 0-1 pitch is a called strike. And the Raptors down to their final strike here. Patrick Stark at the plate. Micah McDowell is in the on-deck circle. Runner on first for the Raptors with 2 down. Michael Benz comes set, trying to close this game out. 0-2 pitch for Michael. It's outside for ball 1. A game that has lasted 2 hours and 30 minutes, 32 minutes roughly. Even if Ridgefield loses this game, they'd still be 5 games above 500, not only this year, but in overall record. They're 50-44. As a team since the inauguration in 2019. Stark swings and does not get the 1-2 pitch from Michael Benz. And the ball game is over. Cowlitz makes the comeback here. Granted, they were only down 1-0, but they do score 4 in the 5th inning. And that was all the runs they needed. They added a couple later on. They end up winning this ball game by 6. Final score from Ridgefield, it's the Cowlitz Blackbears 7 and the Ridgefield Raptors 1. The 1 RBI on the day, John Peck with an RBI base hit back in the 1st inning. Carson Walters had a nice box score, no earned runs in his relief appearance, although just 2/3 of an inning. Jacob Acosta pitched a scoreless inning. Bo Kiersey will get the loss today, giving up 4 in his 4 1/3 innings. And the winning pitcher will be Mickey Thompson. 7 innings, just 2 hits allowed, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. on the day for Thompson. Congratulations to the newest Columbia River Cup Trophy winners. The Cowlitz Blackbears take the series 4-2. Today. Of course, you got 7 more games after today, so it depends on the last week and a half of the season. We'll play tomorrow at 6:35. Hope you can join us either in person or online as you're doing right now. I'm Josh Warden signing off from Ridgefield. Thanks to Jason Jenish, Gus Farah, Jason Crone, and everyone else who make these broadcasts a fun one here from Ridgefield. Talk to you tomorrow at 6:35, everybody. Until then, have a great night. So long.